Yo, 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 what is up? Welcome back to another episode of The Tailgate Show. It's Double A, it's Air Jer, it's the Busy Biscuits, True Biscuits and Gravy, it's B. Diddy B. Quinn. What's poppin'? What's happening? What's the deal? What is up?
I'm actually having a great day, fellas. It's very good to see you. How is everybody tonight?
Good.
Everything's fantastic, sir. Thank you for asking.
Fantastic it is. Oh, hey, so have you guys, have you checked your email recently to see if you have an interview request from the Bears?
Oh, check the website email now.
Yeah, something. I mean, I'm just thinking that pretty much everyone has one right now.
I was trying to let Biscuits talk. Like, he didn't even, everybody else said something. And Biscuits
Fuck that guy. He's new.
What up, Biscuits? Say some shit.
What's going on, Biscotti?
Well, fuck you, Jer.
You're welcome.
We're going to have a real Southern battle on here.
Oh, shit. It's Hatfield.
Jer wins by default.
Fucking
Come on, South Kakalaki. Let's go.
Yeah.
Jer, how many kitchen appliances do you have on your front porch?
0.
So you don't have a fridge out on your porch?
No, I don't anymore. I brought it in.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a true Southerner. That's a true Southerner. Knows when to bring his fridge inside.
Hey, Indiana, they're not Southerners.
I live out in the middle of nowhere.
It's the south of the Midwest.
Yeah, agreed. But I'm just saying, like, people in Alabama and Mississippi, you know, like the real South, don't consider Indiana the South. B. Quinn looks like fat. What the fuck are you, Josh? Josh, who the fuck is this Josh guy, bro?
All right,
Josh is cool. Josh is
all right,
cool.
here. This is a puffy jacket, bro. See? Puffy.
Are you wearing?
Son. Yeah.
I just look like a fat meat.
I'll take it off. You want me to take the shirt off too, bro?
No. Josh,
so this fucking people are listening to the podcast don't understand that this fucking Josh just came in the chat and said, "Nah, who's Josh? I don't know about Josh."
Josh is doing exactly what I used to do. Come on, man.
No, bro, you never came out the box with that. Like, you would not be on this show if you dropped that dumb fucking shit. Josh thinks he's funny. He says B. Quinn looks like fat Jay Cutler.
I'll take it. I wish I had fat Jay Cutler bankroll.
Yeah, fucking slanging that Jay Cutler around.
But too much of cuts.
Anyway, Josh, good looking out, homie. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Hey, thanks for
noticing. Me and Jer met him in Pittsburgh, and I can assure you, Josh, he is not fat. He's not fat.
I didn't say he was. You said I was. I'm the one that got attacked.
I'm fat.
That's what I just said, dude.
We got two fat guys and flag. We got 2 fat guys and 2 non-fat guys. It works out.
We just defend you.
Oh, it's Christopher Yakub, a.k.a. Soup. Oh, wait, no. We can't call him Soup. No, we'll call him Toph.
Man, this is amateur.
Wait, is he the one running the Soup account? Is he running the Soup account?
Josh says, I'm sorry, Chubby.
I'm going to get Yakub all worked up, right? We're letting the chat run the show already, and he's just put one in.
Hey, we got, you know what?
That's what he does.
Squirrel.
I mean, it's either that or talk about this pathetic team.
Yeah,
no,
like, should we break down Ed Dodds? I bet you guys did that pretty great.
Call it the Dodds line.
You're talking about the emails with the phone calls for the.
Yeah, because everybody and their brothers, Monkey, are getting interviewed by the Bears currently.
Right? Mark Tech
is in the house.
I haven't looked at the Bears.
Yo, shout out to Tomas Kirkwa.
We need a moderator up in here, man.
The chat is officially live with Varktech.
I appreciate all the people on Podform that cannot see that all these messages that we're talking about.
All right, Josh is coming correct. Josh got out of his system, and he said, "What do you think of the Daboll show?" Oh, why we blocked Josh?
Dude.
Oh, shit.
Oh, we blocked Josh. I didn't mean to block Josh. This thing is squirrely. I was trying to block Varktech.
Dude, you got to unblock Josh, man.
I can't.
I'm working on it.
Guys, can you imagine listening to this on Podform right now?
Anyway,
on what? What was he on YouTube?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Josh was about to say that what do you think of the Dayball show last weekend? So I guess the flavor of the month is
what do you think of the Dayball show, Biscuits?
Yeah.
Actually, I was wondering about your thoughts. I mean, is he my first choice? No. Definitely not my first choice.
Fat Nagy.
Oh, you want me to go there?
He's Fat Nagy.
He's Fat Nagy. I mean, look.
He's so Fat Nagy, bro. Sorry. Like, oh.
There's no way. No, it's totally different.
Oh, he's got way more experience. He's not. He's got way more experience. He's blah 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 blah. There's a whole bunch of backstory in that guy. I'm sure you all.
There is.
Is that experience good? Is that experience good?
Well, I'm gonna share some of the experience. What the heck?
Sorry.
I don't know.
Trying to prematurely share. Sorry, man.
Okay.
Hit me with it.
No, what I was gonna he is the end all be all in the offense there. It's a defensive head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Nagy was just holding Andy Reid's clipboard. Like until he assumed what he get 3 games. It's bullshit.
Jakob says Brian Daboll is furry once the roids wear off.
Dude, Reid wanted Nagy out the fucking door. That's why he actually like put his reputation online to get him out.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think a lot of those fucking. So? I think it's just. I think coaching is a big fucking.
They're better off without him.
Circle jerk.
No, but Daboll actually. I mean, it's. I had the same vibe this morning. I started listening to what Bills people had to say, and I talked to my brother too today. So basically, what's happening is Bills fans are pumping up Dorsey because they know they're losing Daboll. You know how we lie to ourselves all the time as fans.
Mm-hmm.
Like we think DiFilippo could take over. You know what I mean? Like it would be like that. Oh, he'd be fine. Like that. You're talking yourself into that because you know he's out the door.
Right, but I saw stuff way back earlier in the season where they were soured on Daboll because basically Josh Allen had this great season in 2020, and statistically, this season wasn't as good, and people tripped out on that. I mean, he still had his big games.
Good.
He still played fucking great, but they were all like they were expecting even more. And the Bills, they came out the box. They lost. Didn't they lose to Jacksonville?
Didn't he rush for over 700 yards and throw for over 3,000?
He's fucking sick. I'm just saying. I saw Bills fans doing that a while back, saying that it was Dorsey.
Hit me up.
And dude, I retweeted all this shit from 6 days ago. Do you see how many retweets I did of Bills fans saying fire Daboll, get rid of Daboll? Like from 6 days ago, they were out on this guy. So everybody wants to clown on Bears fans for falling in love with Daboll. The Bills fans have fallen in and out of love with him like 10 times this season.
Be careful with the one big game, though.
Of course. I mean, Jesus, but Matt Flynn, his entire career was one game. Got fucking paid off it. I mean, this shit happens. People are prisoners of the moment.
More of it are the things that Allen has been able to correct under Daboll. He actually corrected the widening in his stance and all that stuff. He's worked with this dude, and it's a lot of people praise him for the turnaround. So more so than Dorsey. Dorsey's like a security blanket because they know they're losing Daboll.
Dorsey and Jordan Palmer's now been talked about this week as a guy who's corrected Allen's footwork. So how much stock are you putting into Daboll's development of Josh, or was it the player himself?
This was from a Buffalo reporter that I was listening to. He was
but to some degree, this is also like self-promotion season for a lot of these guys. So you see these names pop up and go into the interview cycle, and a lot of times it's done for, favors, essentially, like get this guy, get people talking about him. And the same thing goes for these sub-coaches and sub-coaches. It's just kind of funny how, all of a sudden their name bubbles up. Oh, well, this person worked with them. And,
remember when Bieniemy was like the hot candidate?
Yeah.
It's very similar with Daboll.
Yeah. And it's always tied to the player. And we were having a conversation in the chat today, as we've had a conversation on this podcast before, is what's the balance, coach, player? 60-40, 40-60, 50-50, something else. I mean, you're not going to sit here and tell me that you know of a great Hall of Fame coach that never had any great players. One, because the coach's ultimate goal is to coach a player to greatness. So if you don't have great players, you're probably not a great coach. But number two, it just doesn't happen that often. Like you need great coaches need great players. So it's like I don't know if it matters. You know, I mean,
I think we would have been fine as a team with a good coach, not even a great one.
yeah. Well, I mean, as we've gone over that fucking guy enough, but like, I think the biggest thing about him is that he thought he arrived. I mean, he very much had like a born on third, thought he hit a triple fucking vibe to him, you know, because he literally like emptied his trick box in year one and everything fucking worked pretty much to a point. And he fucking won coach of the year off of the defense.
But why was he there? Why was he ultimately there?
Because he rose up the circle jerk.
No. What was
fucking raft
what was the purpose of going that direction for who?
for Mitch.
I don't want to see us do the same thing just for Justin. It needs to be a coach that's going
Agreed.
to affect the whole culture of the organization.
Agreed. And Justin needs to follow a good leader too. Like we can't be. Justin is not LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't just like tailor everything around him because he's LeBron James. You can do that because LeBron James is going to win you a ring.
You bring in a powerful OC that
right?
Maybe like that's what I was saying. If you get Flores, you get Bill O'Brien. He's been a head coach. If he just has to focus on offense, he's fine. He got Deshaun. I mean, Deshaun Watson balled with him.
Right. All I'm saying is like, you're right. We don't have to. We should not completely. That's why like a Ryan Day move, I don't think would be a good idea.
And hey, sorry to cut you off, but like you remember all the shit talk on Deshaun coming out of college, all the things he needed to change, all the ball velocity, all that bullshit. Like Bill O'Brien's like, fuck all that.
Yeah, all that was honestly, I thought that was a smear campaign. Just got put on Justin. I think that was to get him to fall in the draft. Like I think that was all fake because it's like I don't know how anybody could watch Deshaun Watson and have a problem with him.
You get a veteran OC.
You are trying to be a dick if you watch Deshaun Watson play football and come up with reasons why he's not good. Like fuck out of here. Like that dude was like electric when he played. Like,
I'm not saying Dable may be able to get a high-powered OC, and I just don't want the coach to come in with just the focus on the offense. We need a coach that is going to coach
just don't want to like they don't. I mean, maybe if they've learned anything, which they probably haven't, but maybe they've learned like you cannot chase the quarterback too far down the rabbit hole.
Right, and Dable may be that guy that could be a great head coach. We don't know, but
maybe
Flores has done it, man. Like out of the list that
I do tend to prefer guys who have had legit head coaching experience, and you hope that they learn something from it the first time around. Although I do not want Dan Quinn. I don't know why.
All these Dolphins fans. I talked to a Dolphins fan, my buddy of mine. He's like, dude, if Flores goes to Chicago, he's been a Dolphin fan his whole freaking life. He's like, I'll be a Bears fan. That's how pissed off people are about it.
Yeah. Wait, go ahead, Biscuits.
So just to play devil's advocate a little bit, isn't that a pretty huge attitude shift from where we were at a year or so ago, saying if you don't have a quarterback, you don't have anything? So if we're not making the hire to maybe cater more to Justin Fields and finally having a franchise quarterback, what are we really set up to do in terms of being a perennial contender? We've seen the format of run ball and play defense with no passing attack. That formula works once
I said
in
bring
a while.
Bill O'Brien. Bring in Bill O'Brien if you can as OC under Flores.
Sure, yeah. The coordinator hire obviously has a lot to do with that. If you're going the route of defense, I'm just saying that's why we were all drawn to Nagy at first too, because he was the guy that developed Mahomes. Dable, the guy that developed Allen.
But I think one of the biggest issues with Nagy that I think is underrated is because he was so young in the coaching game and had no seasoning and had no networking, he didn't have coordinators. He didn't have a roster of guys he could call up. Or if he did, they didn't trust him to use those guys because he ended up with Helfrich and Heasan, which he clearly did not mesh with. And then he called up his fucking ragtag boys, and they tried to run it, and it didn't work. And I just feel like when you hire a more seasoned guy that's got a network of people and a track record, you're just going to be better off. Like, you know, I mean,
I agree, but
Are we
my
saying
thing
that about Sean McVay though? Look at some of these young coaches that have come in
Yeah,
and built staffs and built winners.
I understand that, but like also McVay had to talk into freaking his quarterback's headset every play. Like a head coach shouldn't be having to do that shit.
right, but he was doing it and it was
That's
working.
Like,
that speaks
without-
to the brilliance
Like,
of him.
do whatever works.
He
You
also
know?
had
I mean,
he also had a veteran DC. He staffed his shit right. Like
agreed. You know,
Yeah, he made smart
but I think
decisions.
Biscuits makes a good point that these young coaches have come in, and but the problem is I mean,
I just
I
don't
know,
want.
just
Here's the thing.
Nagy's
I'm
resume
not,
was so bad.
I'm not off of the Justin train. I still hope he is the freaking guy that we thought we were getting when you drafted him, right? But if you bring in a
Yeah.
coach with the sole purpose is to get him going and it doesn't happen, we're setting ourselves back. I'd rather have a head coach I'd rather have the head coach for the next 10 to 15 years.
And I would also would rather have Justin trying to uphold a high level of culture for the team and trying to raise his game to the level of the team rather than him being told, you know, you're the chosen one. We're all here for you. Like, it's too much fucking pressure.
But then again, I
Like-
want McDaniel, so I'm just contradicting my shit, I guess.
But you agree
But
it's a narrative shift from where we were at a year ago, saying
But I
that
don't think
everything about the
McDaniels is just
quarterback
a
matters. Now we're taking a step
He's
back.
not.
He's not a quarterback fluffer.
No.
He fucking makes game plans fit whatever. I mean, you know, like he's, you know, like I give you
Jared,
shit.
what do you think? Jared's not even listening. Jared's pod going on. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to figure out the whole block situation.
Oh, Josh is
Josh,
there
if
it
you're
is.
still listening, he's trying to figure it out, man.
He's blocked.
So yeah,
All
I
right,
didn't
go-
even listen to a fucking word you said.
All right, go back and fix Josh's block. We'll take this conversation.
We need a sponsorship for that.
Here's
segment.
another thing that's interesting. Yeah.
Thank you, Jared.
Shaving the block is brought to you by Manscaped.
I'll do
So-
it if you tell.
Check. No, this is an interesting thing that's been brought up too. Is right now, what's the importance of the GM and the coach being attached? Because it's kind of an interesting phenomenon that we have here, where we've got Dodds and Eberflus, and we've got fucking, you know, I mean, what's the other connect? Showen
Reggie-
and Dable and Reggie McKenzie and Flores
Yep.
and fucking, you know, I mean, hell, you could even. I don't think anybody's going to rehire the Vikings guy, but you could tie
Spielman?
him to
Ugh.
you could
And you
tie
got
him to
dynamic too,
Frazier.
right? Because Flores is going
Right.
to want a yes man that he's a little bit ahead of.
Right.
Could you imagine Spielman and Frazier are their two hires?
Oh God, that's pure Bears right there.
That's doomsday scenario.
And honestly, the whole Leslie Frazier thing, I think he'd be a safe hire. I think he would be a good head coach. He's not. He's like Caldwell, John Fox-ish. Like it's a retread.
Yeah, it just feels
Retreat.
it just. Props to Jer for finally saying something. I was letting that slide.
That's how I've always said it.
How you say retread wrong? Do your tires have treads?
Yeah, I never like put two and two together that retread like corresponded with tread. Didn't get it. Like there's wear on the tires. Now I get it.
Retreat. I thought you were trying to say like because of the like you were like going to argue that it was like a coaching tree, and so they would retreat.
Well,
Like,
he's trying to say retreat with a D.
yeah. What?
I was talking to one of my coworkers. I was like, "Do you know it said retread?" They're like, "Yeah." I was like,
Yeah, you ass.
"Been walking around for 30 plus years saying this shit."
I love how you tried to play it off like that's just how I fucking say it. It's different.
In the
Like,
moment, what are you supposed to do? You gotta think fast.
no, I love
Go
that. I
on,
was
say
like,
it,
this
man.
motherfucker.
You know, I've been doing too, dude. I've been going and listening to pressers of some of these candidates just to get a vibe of them because you know the Bears going to be like, let's do a presser, dude.
Yeah.
Dable,
Yeah.
there's no way he's going to impress them. Like he has that Patriot presser vibe.
Mm.
Like he gets along with the players, super smart dude. But like,
But they're so stupid. They should want that. Like they should
I don't
absolutely
mind it,
want
yeah.
that. Like, and not in a John Fox way, because John Fox you just kind of wanted to smack.
Yeah, he's not like
Because-
Belichick where he's a
Like
total
it's like
prick.
I want the guy
Yeah.
who acts like he knows what the fuck he's doing, but doesn't want to talk to you about it. Like that's the coach, a head coach I want. You know, gets the fucking shit, gets the culture, whatever, but it's got an attitude of like Tomlin. I want fucking Mike Tomlin. Everything about Tomlin is what I want. Like, and that's Flores. Like Flores is our Tomlin. Like, and I need that. Like, I need that juice on the sideline. I cannot fucking watch Caldwell, bro. Like, I can't watch Leslie Frazier look like kind of like a waxy fucking like dead guy in a coffin with a coach. You know what I mean? Like just standing there in his coat, you know, like doing whatever he's doing. I'm sure he's doing something. He's a good coach. Not a bad coach, but it's just so fucking boring. I can't do it. Like if Nagy had been a wild, crazy man on the sidelines his whole 3 years, he'd probably still be here. Like if he had
I like
shown
the fire
that,
he was showing like the last couple games.
I know, but why didn't he do that earlier? If he had done that earlier, Bears fans would have been way kinder to him. Like if he just shown some emotion and stopped this glass half full bullshit. Like
when he got a penalty, I was like, oh shit, all right.
It's like, you know what? Don't sell me the fucking positivity bullshit because you coach the Bears. So go sell that shit somewhere else.
It's like
You know what I
just gone wild, kind of like he went
this
wild.
his whole thing where like his only like fight back against the media was to be like, you're negative and I'm positive, and they just look at him like you're an idiot. Like
yeah, he got off the
When we're
company man
winning
kick
though,
for,
none
like,
of that shit matters though.
he got off the
like,
company
nope.
man kick on the sideline though for the
no,
2 games.
it does matter because, and actually this is one of the smartest things Trestman ever said was that it's very important how you handle success. That handling success is almost better. It's almost more important than handling failure. And Nagy was a study in the complete wrong way to handle success.
The only thing I'll give
Like,
Trestman credit for, and I've said it before, is Chloe.
I thought we were talking.
And one of the only top 5 offenses the Bears have ever had since
Hey,
like
Biscuits.
fucking
Chloe was
like
in
for
Buffalo when we
50
were.
years.
Oh, really? She was
Yeah,
there.
She walked over by. She worked for the Bills back then.
Anywho,
I'm just saying, I don't need my coach to be a master press conference performer.
no,
I mean, none of us enjoyed Lovie Smith's shit, and nobody cared when we were winning.
right. But it matters what happens when they win, though, is what I'm saying. Like the
Oh,
coaches,
for
the
sure.
coach has to have an even keel, and the problem with Nagy is he was a fucking spaz.
Don't
Like,
have an 18 kicker fucking tryout and magnify the double
well,
doink
there's that,
situation.
and well, him and Pace both suffered from that problem, just like the complete
Jared said though, we're almost up to that in
tunnel
GM.
vision. Huh?
We're having a GM competition right now.
Yeah, well, that's what's fucking crazy is now we're in the competition because now teams are starting to move forward.
People are starting
And-
to count like
Thank you.
previous years. We were at 6 1 year only for GMs and like 4 for head coaches.
Yeah.
Like, this is
And the
pretty deep
Cowboys almost added themselves to the mix. Holy shit. We got to talk about that fucking shit at some point. There's games.
Are y'all
where,
worried
like,
how long it's taken? Seeing that the Giants are already in the
No.
second round of interviews and they started 3 days after us.
Dude,
No.
I'll be pissed off if they have a second with I don't know, is it Ortiz from
Yeah.
Baltimore?
yeah.
If that's the dude I want, man.
Horrends.
He's been with them since '98. He's been like Ozzie Newsome, one of his dudes. And
20
he's
for
done-
20 guy.
And he's on the college side and the pro side. Like this guy's ready, man. 19 years with the Ravens. I like that
Yeah.
idea, and he's been working
So, no,
closely with draft stuff.
Honestly, like, I'm good with it because I hope, because we are fucking stuck with these dudes. I hope that they're paying attention and I hope that they're getting some people who are interviewing who are being honest with them. And I hope that they're learning from this a little
Keep
bit.
hearing things about Polian though, like he's trying to hook up Caldwell, or if he's that biased in the process, why? I hope they.
I don't think
find that out.
anybody's actually. I don't think any of that shit's legit. I think people are
No?
just saying it. No, but I don't. Why would he do that? He's fucking 79 years old. He's in the Hall of Fame. What? Now he's just fucking tricking around trying to hook up his boys. Like I don't see that. Like I think he
Not in
legitimately.
the NFL. I would never think that ever.
No, but I don't think Polian would necessarily do it. Like I don't know what he's. What's
he's
he?
one
Fucking,
of the OGs to doing it, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know why. Like, I don't buy that angle of it, or maybe I don't want to buy that angle of it because we said a fucking couple episodes ago that like Caldwell will be trotted in last, and they'll just
if he's
you know,
not holding
they'll either be so
grudges,
tired of interviewing people.
if he's not
that
holding
the-
grudges, Josh should have been called by now.
Nobody's called Josh though.
Hmm.
So if you could say that if other teams were calling and getting answers, nobody's requested yet, or at least it's not come out.
Well,
He's instructed his agent to not leak it, like because he doesn't want to be in the cycle. He told everybody he's not going to be in the cycle until they're eliminated. So if you find at the end of this week that 5 other teams, now that the Patriots got that ass cracked,
Mm.
we'll
talk about that later.
If you find that like 3 other teams have requested interviews with Josh McDaniels and the Bears are not one of them, then you can raise that claim.
I guess.
Like you can, like Polian hired McDaniel, so he obviously likes him. Like, they hired him. So, like, I don't buy this whole thing where he just hates the
Shit,
dude now.
fuck.
And in his defense, that didn't work out. Everybody was nervous that they didn't know what they were doing, and they brought Frank Reich in at like February 11th.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and Eberflus was fucking McDaniel's guy, and he stayed. And I don't know
And
if
they
there were
got the
others.
better coach than we did, waiting way past the cycle.
Right. So that's why I don't care about them waiting. To circle all the way back to the question, I don't give a shit about how long it takes because it's a
Get
damn
the right
crapshoot.
guy. Get
But
the
they're
right
also
guy.
not going to hire anybody who's honest with them. The Chris Ballard thing. I mean, why do you expect them to change their way of
but
doing things?
Here's
I
the
don't
thing,
know.
Ballard
I
was
don't know.
honest, and they didn't want to hear it.
Because
Just like
everybody. I mean,
But they didn't want to. They didn't even want to change their structure and hire a prez. They
Hey,
felt like their
listen,
structure was good.
the
They
one thing
told you they're not going to change.
The one thing I will say, and here's why I believe that they can learn, is that people start to change when they confront their own mortality. Okay, Virginia's really about to fucking die. Like she's not going to live.
We've been
to be
saying
100.
that for 10
No,
years.
I understand
no
that,
offense to the woman.
but George has also seen the end of the road, and I think I'm just hoping that they can fucking learn something from this. I don't think they will because they're complete.
I think this is what I think all you're seeing
What?
is Polian actually figured out what the problem was, and Polian is doing a deep dive for them. I don't think it's anything more than that. He's like, you guys need to get this right. Your organization's been shit for so
That
long.
comment in the chat, the McCaskies are idiots. But here's the thing.
I agree.
all-
You're getting way too deep
Most
on them.
NFL owners are idiots. Most of them are. All these Bears fans like saying that fucking George McCaskey doesn't know anything about football and he admits it. Oh my God, what a sin. You mean George doesn't have a fucking podcast where he pretends to break
No,
down?
it is a sin. You
fucking-
grew up in a fucking football family, and you wanted to be in
Yeah,
the
but every
business, and you
team has a
never
bunch
fucking
of
took it
dumbasses.
seriously. Fuck that.
No, that's fucking horseshit. Every team has some
Bullshit. Look at other
dumbasses.
teams that has look at the Steelers. Look at the freaking.
Josh. Hey, Josh is back. I'm sorry, Josh. I didn't mean to block you.
I was
just
in the
meant
middle of saying something, Josh. I
I
appreciate
blocked like
it
a
as
Russian
commentator.
spy. I blocked a Russian spy, and you were collateral damage, Josh. We have Russian spies that attack the show every fucking week. Do they come on Thursdays too?
Thanks
Yeah,
for
they
blocking
do.
him, Jer.
They
It
do.
totally took the.
Diddy
Hold
hit
on.
hit with the point because I want to do a counter.
Hey, boys,
Go
what's
ahead.
happening?
Jer
How's the show
was
going?
quiet. Jer was quiet that whole time to unblock somebody that threw off the whole show. That's Jer's way of coming back in hot.
So,
Hey, Josh is with us every week, so I think that was
I don't
time well
care,
spent.
man.
Somebody named Josh is. Remember last
I
week
care,
when a guy named
Josh.
Matt
I
Nagy
care.
was in? Yeah.
No, I'm saying I don't care. I don't care that he's in the chat.
Oh,
I care that he's in the chat, but
you should care.
I
I
don't
don't,
care.
I don't care that he's in the
Get back
chat.
to your point though, Diddy, because I want to hear.
Hey,
it,
you
'cause I
care
have a
enough to
counter there.
change the direction of the show every time somebody throws a comment up, so you do care.
But that's just because it's like squirrel. Like,
These nuts.
yeah, I don't.
Now, what were you talking about this whole fucking
I get
show?
incepted.
So Diddy was making the argument that
saying
there's
there's-
other owners. Go ahead.
There's
Diddy,
other
sorry.
organizations that have inherited from their family that take it seriously and have taken the advantage of learning the process of how the game works to become football people.
Who do you speak of?
Yeah,
Haven't the Steelers done
the
it?
Davis family.
The Roonies?
Rooney's kind of, and the Rooney's I think have, but not. They're like I don't know if the generation that the McCaskies are in.
I'm sure
I mean-
Kraft's kids are taking it seriously.
Yeah,
Kraft
right.
wasn't even a football.
They're all getting
That's the thing.
massages, dude.
Yeah,
They
they're
all
hanging out with
have
fucking
processes
rappers.
and systems that make sense. The Bears consistently never have a process that isn't flawed. It's
Because
always
they
flawed
all
in some
grew
way.
up. They all grew up literally watching Daddy Papa
Hey,
Bear do
hey.
everything.
Ownership.
Like-
They went. Just check this out. They went from Bill Parcells to dude out in Seattle. Why am I drawing a blank here?
Hmm?
Seattle's head coach.
Pete
Pete
Carroll.
They went from Parcells to
Yeah.
Carroll to Belichick.
Yeah. Right. It's fucking ridiculous.
Like
Like
nothing.
Packers. It's like
Let's
Packers
not get
with
it
the-
twisted and think that Belichick was a proven commodity going to New England either.
Look
now.
how it worked out,
No,
though.
he
I'm
wasn't.
just saying they've had. Like,
But
those are pretty high caliber coaches.
yeah, he was all, I mean, he was the Parcells tree.
Cleveland
So,
staff was loaded.
Yeah.
yeah, ridiculous, right?
That was before they went to Baltimore, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look what that team did.
Yeah, well, the comment in chat says that most people who own companies know how or learn how to run the business, or they hire someone to do this. Well, that's
Oh,
Bill
the-
Polian. Here's the other thing: the whole argument with we need a team president. Number one, that's not actually that common. Number two, they will also be hiring the team president. So I don't understand why that is some assurance of quality. Like
It's
we
not,
act
but it's
like-
at least a different way of doing things.
Don't we
The-
want a
the
VP
structure?
We want a VP
But-
from the
Here, I
state.
made you this shit
Andy Reid
sandwich.
is-
But
Andy
this is
Reid
a
is
smooth chip
everything.
sandwich.
But what about Khan? He's a VP, right? And that's
Con.
Here's the thing. So Bill Polian's essentially doing what the president of football ops would be doing right now, right?
Right.
Interviewing the GMs. So what I think the argument is, just like it was with Ernie Accorsi, is after that hire is made, Bill Polian's gone. He's back doing
Okay.
TV, whatever the hell he's doing. He has no skin in the game. I'm not saying he's going out of his way to recommend a bad candidate, but if his ass was on the line, maybe the quality of
So-
hire is better.
Right, but so you would rather have somebody who hired Nagy and Pace, but was not Ted and George in charge right now, or we would once again be out looking for a team president as well. So you're saying that you wish there was a guy who had hired Matt Nagy, and but that we're not,
Stupid.
we're not Ted and George.
That might not
What
have been
I'm
the
saying is at some point in this organizational structure, a non-football guy is always going to have to hire the first football guy. That goes
Hey,
without saying.
we could
But
sell
the
Right.
structure that they currently have has not worked. Why not try the team president route? Why not
Because
go to
it's not
Ozzie
that
Newsome
common.
and offer him a? It doesn't matter if it's not common, but your way of doing it hasn't worked for how long?
I'm
At
just
what
saying.
point do you just try something new?
I'm
Just
not
to
saying they're
see.
not stupid.
We
It's
had
just
good
not- they're
football
not
people
special.
in charge. We would have hired Arians and still had a goddamn coach here the whole time.
Agreed, but I guess like you're trusting George and Ted to find a team president. Also, like I mean, we've
Short
seen
term
No, that's where
we've
you're
seen-
trusting
we've
Foley
seen-
in there.
some of that weird shit like not work, like Holmgren.
True.
Like Andy
But-
Reid right now is
Back to
everything.
Biscuit's
He's
point,
like-
though, AA, you have Polian pick that VP, and then there's
Thank
someone
you.
that's staying.
Correct.
Yeah,
Or
I
you just
guess, like,
hire a guy like Bill Polian, maybe someone just a tad bit younger.
well,
But
that's
you
what I'm
offer
saying.
a guy like
That's
hire-
what
that.
brings
You
us
hire
back
Khan.
to I want
You hire
I
Khan
want
and
like
bring
a
in an assistant GM.
Khan or the Horitz or fucking.
Hey, you could bring Khan and Elliot Wolf. Him as assistant GM would be a promotion. He's a consultant for the Patriots. It would be a
Right.
promotion. You could pull that off.
They're never going to add all that though, George. They don't want all that structure.
That's
Like,
true. They've
it's-
told us that
it's-
in the presser. Yeah.
You can have an
Like-
assistant GM though, and mask the fact of what you are. You are the VP of football operations. We need a GM here.
They're like a
So
tiny
you hire-
child with a new toy.
They
You
just
hire-
don't like giving those titles out. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
You don't
They're
have to. You
weirdos.
keep your title of GM with the Bears is that. So you bring in Khan
Yeah,
that can run
and-
the football
And
business.
everybody
side.
has a different arrangement. It isn't like there's a static model that they're
Right.
just not following.
The GM can hire an assistant GM is what I'm saying.
And you think they're gonna? I'm not trying to say they're cheap, but you really think they're gonna add all these new positions?
You gotta let the GM. They don't know what they're talking about.
New position.
That's why hiring somebody with some skin in the game has some accountability, which is what this whole organization has lacked for how many years. That to me is what it's all about. Yeah, I guess maybe that's the G. But again, when you're bringing in a guy like Bill Polian to make this recommendation, just like Ernie Accorsi, if it flames out, is anyone flaming Ernie Accorsi except every 6 months on the
Giants and
radio
Bears
occasionally?
That's
Yeah,
why I
but
want a guy
how
like
often
He's
does
not
he
getting
really
hired
recommend?
again. He doesn't get hired again.
He doesn't need
So,
to. That was his golden
Yeah.
parachute
I mean-
check. He was old as shit, just like Polian is. He doesn't
That's
need
kind
the
of why I
money.
like Dodds.
of course, he's not a Hall of Famer. It's a
Dodds
little
will put
different.
Georgia in his corner. I like that personality as GM too. That fiery freaking guy.
Maybe, but I mean, I'm just saying, I think a lot of people come here fire and brimstone, and then they get fucking lulled to sleep by
When
Sleepy
was the last time
George.
we had a GM that they're always
Sleepy
boring as fuck?
George.
Jerry Angelo is the best GM I've seen here in my lifetime.
I just, I one thing I will say is I think there's a lot being made of the fact that the McCaskies and Ted will only hire a nice guy coach. That's not true. They have proven plenty of times that Geron was not a nice guy. Wannstedt was not a nice guy. I know those weren't McGeorge hires, but they were Ted hires. Like, Ted's not afraid to hire a hard ass.
Did you like
coach.
Angelo A?
I didn't really have a huge problem with Angelo, other than his drafting. I mean,
Last three
man,
drafts were pretty fucking bad.
Cedric Benson shit was unforgivable as fuck.
He went to
Trading
Cincinnati
Thomas
and Boston.
Jones was the downfall.
His offensive lineman drafting was brutal.
Yeah, but
I
Cedric
mean,
actually went on to have a
Mark
good career.
Mark
after he left
Colombo
there.
was a fucking bust. Like
Chris Williams,
and then Chris Williams, and they didn't fucking.
Gabe Kareem,
And they didn't, yeah, exactly. After that, they just gave up on trying to get offensive linemen in the draft, and they actually ended up getting some pretty good free agent ones.
Cedric Benson was talented, though.
What about Greg Olson? Was he any good?
Cedric Benson was literally shunned by the team because that team was run by the players.
I understand, but he went on to Cincy and did some work.
I know because he came down with a clean slate. They fucking hated Cedric Benson from the moment he got there. It's been documented. Like
trading Jones sunk that team.
Olin and all those fucking guys were cliquey as hell, and they wouldn't let fucking Cedric Benson play in their reindeer games, and he fucking flamed out because they were pissed about Thomas Jones, which I agree they should have been, but
was Greg Olson any good? I just want to know.
Yeah, but then he turned around and
Greg
traded
Olson
him for
was pretty
Chris
good.
Harris and a third round pick.
Yep.
That's
I
because
mean-
Mark said he couldn't block.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Mark
just-
Olson got rid of Greg Olson because he couldn't
No matter, look, listen. Every GM's gonna have their misses and their hits and their fuck ups and that whatever. Jerry Angelo made it to the fucking Super Bowl. So
I was just trying to connect this.
say what you want.
Unlike the 2011
Angelo's
Bears.
a big advocate for Morocco.
Like,
Yeah.
I was
And
trying to
he
connect
also-
that.
right, but he
Angelo
also
really likes Morocco.
you think he likes Morocco Brown?
He does. He's
Okay.
advocated for him in the past.
I like that. And I also think on the GM side, I want a younger, fresher mind, and not like fucking Max Headroom, not like a walking haircut robot like Ryan Pace was.
No, the list of GM
Like-
candidates is actually impressive. I just
Super.
That's the
impressive.
thing is like I'm completely fucking paranoid they're gonna fuck it up. But I feel like the floor is really pretty high on these candidates. Like, even the worst candidate, I don't feel that terrible about. Like, people all do these fucking social media performances where they act like, oh, Leslie Frazier. Like, you do a lot worse. You do a lot worse than Leslie Frazier. You do a lot worse than fucking Caldwell.
Yep.
Dan Quinn. None of these guys are
it's
bad.
just not exciting. It's not
Do
like-
you remember Leslie Frazier's 3 years in Minnesota?
Yeah, but
Strictly
I-
defense.
I mean, come on, with the fucking quarterbacks he had.
Yeah, they went full rebuild on him too.
Yeah.
He was
Like-
taking over for a fired coach.
I'm just
I
saying.
mean, he's not. Honestly, he's not a great offense. He was strictly a defensive mind, right? And
Yeah.
you can actually hear that from Buffalo Bills people that he's basically a great defensive mind.
Mhm.
He would have to pair himself and be self-aware enough to pair himself
Buffalo's coaches
with a good
defensive guy.
offensive coordinator.
That's the thing is that I don't think in this
Yeah.
day and age and I think this is one of the reasons Nagy failed is that he tried to silo everything, you know, and you can't do that. Like, you can't be in your own little fucking secret lab and the defense is in their secret lab and they never mix, you know. But he was able to do it with Fangio. Like, he was able to just fucking be in his little
It comes out in 2019 to 2020. What was he doing? He wasn't even there.
No.
Players were had notes for him, ready for meetings, and Nagy was a no-show.
No, bullshit. It's a smear campaign.
I have to agree. It sounded like
Yeah,
somebody
I disagree.
had some axes to grind in that article.
Here's what I'll say about Nagy
Probably
and
Robinson.
No, but you know what? Like, you know how like Nagy's one of those guys. Like, you ever have a friend that like goes on some self-help shit, you know, and it's like turns into a whole different person and tries to get you to fucking be in that
Yeah.
area. And if you don't want to do it, then it's like, okay, well, we're still friends, but I don't vibe with you anymore because you're not part of my new fucking program. Well, like, he's like that, you know what I mean? And you clearly could see the favorites that he would play with fucking people. And I think that if you didn't play the game just the way he wanted to play it with this fucking positivity shit, and it's like
you're looking too much into it.
rah bullshit.
What about Allen Robinson's production?
I think he froze people out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it's arguably true.
What about Allen Robinson's production? When the fuck's the last time you seen him get separation?
It's the last time you've seen the ball thrown to him, though.
You can't throw to him on a 50-50 ball. We've proven that.
It's over.
Yeah, but having him run a bunch of static routes also never made much sense, though.
Nope. Sure didn't.
They always have secondary routes.
It was both, in my opinion. But so how committed are you to Justin Fields? How many more years? Would you say at least 2 more years we're committed to Fields?
2 at most.
Oh, yeah.
2 at most. And you've already traded the draft pick for him.
If next year he plays, let's say he plays 15, 16 games.
He'd be the number one quarterback in this draft.
Hopefully plays all of them. Let's say he plays. What do you need to see out of him to feel like we're moving in the right direction?
What I'm saying is we have to get in that mindset where he was the best quarterback available in this draft. It's a reset.
Yeah. So then shouldn't your head coach hire be focused on the quarterback then? If you're already saying
there has to be
every head coach needs to focus on the quarterback.
You have to have an OC. If you're a defensive coach here, you have to bring in a top OC. But
is that the dice you want to roll on that head coach hiring the right OC, or maybe hiring that's
part of the deal before you get hired. They need to know who you're bringing in.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I think the idea though is pairing the offensive mind with the quarterback. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I was going to say the idea is that you already have NFL tape on him, whereas you didn't with Mitch, maybe whenever you first drafted him. And now these guys, the guys you hire, have to have a feeling one way or the other of we've spent this draft capital on Justin Fields. He's either going to be our savior or he's going to be our anchor. It's going to be one way or the other.
Yeah, but listen,
we also back these guys into a corner. We back these guys into a corner and call them defensive or offensive. Flores has some coaching offensive experience.
Right.
True.
So a lot of these guys do have different paths. It's not like they only know defense.
Well, it's just like Raheem Morris got some, some pub. They were talking about him, this weekend during those games and, and kind of remarking like, why isn't he getting some, attention, and he's coached on both sides of the ball, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't know if his name pops up. I just know that no matter what, the coach has to focus on the quarterback. Any good coach is going to focus on the quarterback, not to the detriment of his focus elsewhere, not pulling focus from other things and just laser focusing tunnel vision on the quarterback. But you have, you'd be a fool to take the job in Chicago and think that your tenure is going to last if your motivation is to, and you may actually think this, but if you get the job and you think your best chance of success is jettisoning Justin
I wasn't saying that.
Then you're kidding yourself. I mean, these fucking, you got Lambert and fucking kook-ass Barstool Chief putting some clickbait articles talking about they might trade, and listen, I don't know if Polian loves Justin Fields, but he'd be doing a disservice to his client.
No, what they're saying is what they're claiming is that some of the coaches that are being interviewed are saying this.
Interesting.
Which there's probably no.
I just feel like
Here
you're
you
not gonna. I feel like I don't know what your angle is. You really think you're gonna get the job if you go in there and tell them that Fields sucks? Like, or is that a fucking ploy to get a free 2 years, free and clear instead of
get
having
the
the
interview
pressure?
out there, so
The
people
idea-
know that you're interviewing.
It's an interesting strategy though, because you go ahead, Jared.
The idea you talk about being invested in a quarterback, correct? What
Yeah.
exactly is investing in a quarterback? You invest in the offensive line. You invest in the talent around him.
You do what Buffalo
You
did.
invest in the quarterback himself a little bit with little things. We should be investing in this offense way more than we ever have. We just don't.
And
we
this is
don't.
the thing.
That's also why you should invest in a coach who's quarterback centric.
Bang.
If George breaks out a notepad and actually, as deep as this interview process has gone, if he could actually get a crash course in becoming a football guy with all the guys they're interviewing and hearing their takes on his organization, seriously, because he's getting professional guidance in these interviews. It's not just listening to what they have to say. Like,
I just don't know if
you
he's
can
that-
take
I don't-
criticism from every candidate that you're interviewing.
I mean, I don't think he's that sharp. Like, I'm not saying he's not smart.
Hopefully,
just-
someone in there's taking notes for him.
I don't know, but I just don't see him as sharp. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure he's a guy that like can absorb information and probably regurgitate it, pass a test. This in the chat. South Elgin 25 says,
Oh.
"Why would you come here if you don't like Justin Fields?"
Yeah,
Just
because what I
don't
think
make
they're
sense to
doing
me.
is they're using the Bears as an interview, knowing they'll get out of it by saying they don't believe in Fields. If they are saying that,
Or
it's
or
just
it's
like
a
one more
strategy.
interview. It's just
Like if
Skype,
you
bro.
or you like legitimately don't like him, you're getting interviewed by the Bears anyway, and you basically say, you know what, I'm not gonna blow smoke up these guys' ass about this fucking guy. I'm gonna say what I think, and if they agree with me because they know that maybe Polian doesn't love Fields, they're actually playing it really smart because they're gonna start out. Here's your choices as a head coach. You start out with fix Fields or get the fuck out because you're brought in as the guy who's the Fields fixer, right?
Sure.
So you better fucking hope that shit works because
Or
if
put
it
a
doesn't,
staff
you're
together
out.
that can, right?
But if you're the guy who says, you know what, you guys fired Ryan Pace, yeah, you probably should have because he's not the guy. But I got a plan to be respectable, but we got to be willing to move on from this kid just in case. We're gonna give him another shot. But you buy yourself a lot of time that way and
Right.
lower pressure.
You're George McCaskey. Yeah. Harbaugh just
Oh,
called and said he wants to coach your team. What are you saying?
Oh, I fucking.
In your George McCaskey voice.
Yeah, I just feel like fucking. Oh, hello, Jim. Hello, Jim. How are you, Captain Comeback? Like fucking. How
I'm
are
doing
you,
well,
sir?
thank you.
How are
doing
your
well, thank you.
pants? Are they flat?
My khakis are well creased.
Right. It's like,
I-
hey, George, I believe in Justin Fields and I want to coach your football team. What are you saying?
That's great. Come on down. Sign the paperwork.
That's my
Virginia-
point, though, right?
Yeah.
Guys like Harbaugh, McDaniels, if you're hiring them as head coaches, you also don't have to worry about the turnover if you're successful. What's Buffalo going to do after Brian Dable leaves? Do you think there's going to be some regression there with the new guy they bring in? It just eliminates you having to constantly rehire and constantly try and flip that offensive coordinator position. That's why I want a head coach like McDaniels or Harbaugh that's going to stay here and be that guy for Justin. You've committed the next 3 years to Justin. He's going to be here.
If
So
Flores
why
is
not hire a
committed too,
coach to be there with him?
if Flores
And if
is
it doesn't
committed-
I
work
got a
out,
question.
you're firing,
But-
you're getting rid of
but-
both of them.
Yo, Justin makes fucking like $8 million a year. You don't act like he's a $30 million a year quarterback. Like,
They stuck with Mitch for 4 years. You don't think they're going to stick with Justin for 4?
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Come on.
No,
If you
I
could
don't
emulate,
know.
okay, there's 32 teams in the NFL right now. If you could emulate one blueprint and say that's the Bears blueprint, that's the blueprint I want the Bears to be, which
Buffalo.
blueprint would you go to? You would go to Buffalo. What about you, Biscuits?
Go to AA first.
Yo, I have been preaching the Buffalo Dable thing for fucking months. Like I've showed you how just Josh Allen's first year looked and how it turned around
Shane
in
would have to
year
come with him.
2. Huh?
Shane as a GM also, if you're really trying to bring that vibe here, because that's,
Maybe not. I don't know how
Draft
tied
is-
to.
the
I
drafting.
don't know how
bro.
tied together he is to the assistant GM.
They did interview on the same day.
Right. They took the flight together. Oh no, they fucking Zoom. I don't know. They're
Zoom.
they're stacking up for Zoom. I
What
don't
I'm
know.
saying, Aves, if you want that Buffalo vibe Foley, you need to have the GM that he was there for that draft.
That's not my dream pairing. I'm down for Reggie McKenzie and Flores, to be quite honest at this point. Or Rick Smith and Flores is where I'm at.
or Wolf and Flores.
What about
Yeah,
Biscuits?
I just feel like Wolf's fucking like Silver Spoon, Ron's kid.
He's been training since he was 22.
Okay. So he's in
What-
his
what about
bedroom.
it,
He's in
Biscuits?
his
Who you
bedroom
got?
making trades. Go
I
ahead.
mean, yeah, I guess you could say Buffalo, but I'd say Arizona, even though they trended downward towards the end of the season. I think they have it. I think they're going to be successful for a lot of years, and I think that model could work. You got to
Did
give him
you
a big time
watch
number
that
one.
game?
Dude, that's because
Horrible.
DeAndre Hopkins was out. Look at their
One
offense.
guy.
Dude,
One
as soon as he went
guy.
down, that team
Kyler
was
Murray
over.
is not sustainable, my friend. I hate to bring it to you.
Stop.
There's one other. The
Stop.
team that I kept
That's an
coming back to.
overreaction of 4 games. That's
He's
what
like the
that is.
Tariq Cohen of quarterbacks.
He was in
and
the
they're
MVP
trying to-
No, he's not.
Dude,
He's more like
come
Iverson.
on.
He's more like Iverson actually, because when he's 100%, he's lethal. But like he's so little that it's gonna build up and build up where he has too many injuries.
The
But
team that I
I'm
kept
saying
coming
the
back to-
model, though. Don't you want to pair Justin with a guy like DeAndre Hopkins where he can just throw the fucking ball up there too and help him as he
Who's
progresses
Stephon
along?
Diggs?
Thank you,
Who's
Yakub.
Stephon Diggs?
But that didn't happen in the first offseason for Josh. They went out and got John Brown and Cole Beasley. They didn't make
because
the
they
trade
had
for
cap
Diggs until
problems.
later.
Because they had cap problems. They had to
But-
get through the cap problems.
And
They're
our
still
cap
paying Sammy
problems
Watkins.
are.
Yeah. Our cap problems are not as bad.
Oof.
Tennessee
We
is
have
the
20
answer. Yakub.
players under contract.
I don't know. I was reading something, skimming, not really reading, but I skimmed something where somebody was like, they got it up to 80 million pretty easily.
Tennessee isn't the answer. How the hell
By
are you gonna
playing
find Derrick
fantasy
Henry?
Madden.
You're not
Good
getting Derrick Henry
defense,
out of
not
nowhere.
great.
All fucking GMs play fantasy bullshit with the cap. Dude.
Not,
Outta
dude,
here.
not. I'm not. I'm talking like trade override.
Talk about the
Like, oh, I'm
Saints. Look
trading
at the
Robert
Saints.
Quinn for 3 firsts.
I'm not talking about that.
No.
It wasn't like that. The Saints were $90 million over the cap last offseason, and they still
Yakub,
managed to function. And they won more games than the fucking Bears.
Yakub
So,
brought
like,
up Tennessee. The only thing is Derrick Henry is the most elite running back in this league, in my opinion.
Yeah, but there's a scheme around him. There's a good defense. There's a decent offense.
He's a
That
juggernaut, bro.
they didn't drop
Dude,
off. When's the last
They're
time?
winning it without them. Yeah.
Thank you. They're the number 1 seed in the AFC
Yeah.
not because of Derrick Henry.
and the same way, the 49ers plug in whatever running back walks in off the street, and
They're
and they run the ball.
consistent
It's
They
offensive
win.
line and it's scheme.
and they win.
Right.
And the defense, there's no superstars in that defense.
Kyle Shanahan.
49ers are
There's a
superstars
guy.
on the defense.
That's why I want the head coach to be that type, that Kyle Shanahan.
I was waiting for a response.
I'm just, yeah, like what the fuck? That's what I'm saying though. The thing that I have about the hiring like a Leslie Frazier, okay, let's say he does hire a good offensive coordinator. We have success. Justin looks great. That guy's getting plucked away. Then there's just no consistency there. That's what drew us to Nagy originally, and that's going back to my original point. We've had a severe attitude adjustment from last hiring cycle to now. Now we've totally flipped the script.
But here's the thing, though, is I think that if you have a strong enough head coach, he can be offensive minded and build a culture where you can withstand guys getting plucked away. Because you want to be the successful team that gets its coordinators plucked away because it means you had success. Like,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily buy this whole idea that, the coordinator gets plucked away and it definitely leads to the team
Regression?
just failing. I don't know that it always does. I think
Not
more
always,
often
but
than
I think
not.
there's
But
regression,
here's
though.
the thing: like
what
the
happened?
league,
What happened when Frank Reich left Philly?
the league tends to
Ooh.
Don't
good
mind if I
correct.
do.
what?
When
Frank
left
Reich
Philly,
when he left Philly.
went to shit.
That thing
Absolutely, yeah.
torpedoed.
But also Carson Wentz went to shit. You can always find an answer that lies within the players.
He made Foles
falling
work. What were we
apart.
talking about?
But Reich also had Wentz playing at an MVP level that year too.
And he
Well,
also
they
had
chose.
For the
Foles
injury.
come in. Foles
They
came in and
chose-
balled out for him.
Listen, they fucked themselves because they had Foles go on the heater of heaters. They built that motherfucker a statue, and then they were like, but we're still choosing Carson Wentz. Like,
A statue for a statue. All good.
like what the fuck? But I'm just saying that was fucked up. Like Foles won them the damn Super Bowl, and they literally are like, "Here's a statue, but get gone." You know, like they didn't even fucking try, and he got paid in Jacksonville or whatever. Levine 23 says number one job of a head coach is being a leader. I think that's true, but it's like, what does that fucking mean? You know, like you judge nobody. You know, it's like that's the kind of bullshit that people were saying about Nagy. Is like, well, he hasn't delivered on the field, but he's a great leader of men. He's such a great leader of men. They've really stuck together. All that fucking bullshit. Like,
who's calling plays for the Rams this weekend?
Sean McVay,
Who's calling plays for the Packers this weekend?
LaFleur,
Aaron Rodgers.
Who's calling plays for the 49ers this weekend?
Shanahan.
Do you see the trend that I'm seeing here?
Oh, McDaniel.
Agreed, but they have extremely strong cultures, and McVay has already withstood. But McVay has already withstood the fucking coordinators leaving.
I have a question.
But that's why you don't hire a Leslie Frazier, because it's all
absolutely. Nobody on this podcast wants Leslie Frazier.
May I say something?
Yeah. He voted for him.
Mike McDaniel is up for a head coaching job. You're telling me he doesn't call the plays?
I don't think he does. I think guys are because that's what Mike McDaniel represents is people trying to capture the LaFleur lightning in a bottle. Like, you know, Mike McDaniel's a stoner, by the way, which is awesome. And he's fucking
Trestman Jr.
No, he's not Trestman Jr.
Dude, he looks like Mark Trestman. Dude.
No, he doesn't. Like Mark Trestman was a freak. Like Mike McDaniel just looks like a nerdy stoner. Like,
Trestman looked like he smoked some like lace.
Nah, Trestman looked like he smoked some stem cells or something. He's a fucking crazy person. Like,
the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah, exactly. You don't know. Neither do I. But he knows. He fucking knows what it means, and it like melted his face. You know what I mean? Like he's a weirdo. Like Mike McDaniel, like I would chill with that dude. You know what I mean? Mike McDaniel's like cool as shit. He probably digs The Mandalorian. Like he's fucking into Marvel shit.
Would you Netflix and chill with him?
No, I would not. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I would not.
I don't know. You just got really excited to like sit down on the couch and watch.
Yo, Dolphins fans are like hyped that they're interviewing him. Like it's like nerds win analytics forever.
I just think the hire needs to be Justin, a little bit more Justin centric. Yes, ideally you want both. A guy that can look over the 53
plays for the Bucks.
Though, yeah, that's but it's still 75% of the teams in the NFC playoffs that are left, or your head coach is that quarterback guru pairing. Of course, you're not.
Who calls plays for the Bucks? Byron.
Yeah, I don't want Byron Leftwich.
Holy shit.
Weren't they supposed to interview Leftwich today or this week?
Yes,
Saturday.
This week. So they fucking interviewed Dodd. They interviewed who else did they just finish interviewing? Wolf. Fucking what? Seattle has requested interview of Desai. Jakob with some breaking news. The Seattle Seahawks have requested the interview of Sean Desai.
Good pull there, Chris.
Good for him. You know what? Like I hope he gets a job. I mean,
I'm gonna take Ken Norton.
Hopefully somebody's doing him a solid.
So they did Morocco Brown today. Pause.
Did they officially? Because it wasn't certain.
His interview was scheduled for today on the 18th.
It was, but they didn't put out the official thing like they did with. My
sources confirmed it today. Interview went well.
Who confirmed it?
Lot of belief in that building.
Let's check in on our poll here. We
actually late breaking news? The Bears have put in a request to interview Josh McDaniels.
Fuck out of here!
Are you for real?
No.
God damn you!
You're a fuck.
You think I would have been that calm about it?
Yeah.
Just be a dick.
You're like a psycho.
Diddy's whole screen would have went white. Jared, you voted for Leslie Frazier in the poll, did you not?
I did.
He did.
Defend your choice.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Well, I don't think
Well,
there's any
wait,
chance
let
we
me
can.
flame
What the
it.
blank?
Wait, hold on, because not everybody knows. So I put out a poll. It's got 879
Man.
votes so far, which is a pretty good. That's a pretty good number
The
for our
Dable
polls.
love. Ooh.
Source.
I said, who is your first choice for the Bears coach as of today? Comment for other. First choice Flores, second choice Daboll, third choice Frazier, and fourth choice Todd Bowles, because those are the names I feel like that are getting the most chatter about fucking this
People
job.
were triggered by that too. They were like, "Why do you have Frazier on this poll?"
It's like because I'm paying attention. What the fuck?
Because it's
That's why.
because it's Bears esque. That's
yeah,
why.
because like come on, because like I'm fucking living in reality. Like
Don't do that.
yeah,
I've heard,
it
I don't
sucks.
know though. I think I've heard more about Caldwell.
All right, well, you know what? If I could have put a fifth choice, I would have put Caldwell in there, but I didn't. I put Bowles because
You
he's
should have done a
getting-
thread poll.
No, I'm just saying
There's
I've heard more
multiple
Caldwell.
polls on that.
I've
thread.
Oh yeah, just I'll do. I was gonna do a bracket. Like, come on.
Yes.
No, what I'm
Ooh,
saying-
let's do a
So
bracket.
anyway, Daboll is
Media-wise-
running away with it.
Media-
Obviously, everyone's prisoners of the
media-wise,
moment about Daboll.
I don't know where you've been hearing that. Like media wise, all I've been hearing is Caldwell. I haven't heard much about Bowles.
I think I've heard more about Frazier than Caldwell.
No, I know, but more about Caldwell than Bowles.
Oh, Bo. Oh, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
I've just heard Bowles is a name that's got some juice behind it, and they like.
Minnesota?
And I know that they. I know
what he
that
did
they
with the
liked
Jets.
Bowles before.
I love what he did with the Jets.
Like Nagy liked Todd Bowles, and I think that they liked I think they liked him. I don't know. I
Dude,
just put it in there.
the people
Fucking-
want a bracket poll. The people want a
I'm not
bracket.
doing a
in the
bracket
chat.
poll. You do that shit. So
Done.
Daboll is winning by a lot. 61% for Daboll, 30% for Flores,
I'm a 30%.
6% for Todd Bowles, and Jer and like 20 other people voted for Frazier.
That's called the "What have you done for me lately" poll. Everybody saw that Patriots
Yeah,
game, and
first
now
time
everyone's
moment.
riding the Dable train.
No, Jared just wants to get.
Why
a
wouldn't
Frazier
you?
jersey.
Why wouldn't you ride the Frazier train either? That defense pretty much shut him down.
Jared just wants.
They're
Oh no, my
fast.
only
Play good coverage on the back end with
Frazier
talent.
Bears. Jared is vintage, bro. He wants that '85 vibe back. He wanted.
See,
he
that's
wants-
part of, and no offense to him.
He
that's
wants
why I don't
Riverboat
want it. I
Ron.
wanna hear
He wants
85.
Riverboat Ron to knock the
I
doors
would.
down.
If they would go after Ron Rivera, you're damn right. I'd open
See,
him.
Yo,
that's where we're at.
I'd open
No
that
more
bitch up right now.
85 shit. No more.
Let's
Ron
get-
Rivera's
well,
different,
away
dude.
from
Should we get Mongo in his chair out there on the sideline?
Oh, careful.
Oh,
Oh,
shoot.
too
Bro.
soon.
it took me
Bro.
a minute, man.
Dude.
That's totally undude, man.
And you have a Team Mongo shirt, you dick.
Yeah, but you know what? Like,
He can say
why,
it.
why
That's
is
the way that
discriminating
goes, right?
against him?
He put money in the pot. He gets to talk. Isn't that how that works, Brian?
Yeah, that's right.
Whoa. Man,
It's like Jared chiming in on real estate chats. When it just dropped. Yeah.
Oh, good thing we don't have any sponsors.
the real estate chat.
Well, technically, you
Just get
sponsor
live.
StreamYard, so
The sponsor, so fuck
Yeah,
off.
when does the annual invoice go out?
It's actually going to be a state of the pod meeting.
honestly,
I
being
got
that you're the
some-
sponsor.
Oh
just
no!
advertise
Remember,
your
you don't do
restaurant.
business. You don't do
Well,
business
advertise-
meetings.
No,
advertise
well,
your
there's a
restaurant
chat.
for
There's a
free.
separate chat for
Oh,
promotion.
It's a
There's
good
a
idea.
separate
to
chat for promotion. There's a separate chat for bullshitting. There's a chat where we don't make any jokes. There's a chat where nobody should respond to anything. Remember that?
Oh my God.
The chat where no one's allowed to respond to things.
That was the second network. The first network, there was a chat if you were a fan, and there was a chat
Yeah.
if you were kind of in, and then there was
Yeah.
a
And then there
special
was
VIP chat.
Power
And it was like,
ratings.
oh, come over here in Slack. Come hang out in Slack. And then
I like Diddy's sponsor recommendation.
Google Chats. What's a sponsor recommendation?
Your restaurant for free.
Oh yeah, okay. Whatever. It's fine.
When I like a well done steak, I go to Frontier.
No, you don't.
Feed your inner animal at Frontier.
Oh. You like bears, do you?
Well,
How do you
played.
like them? Sauteed, flambé?
Yeah, right. Why does it look
Yeah.
like it's daytime when
Daytime.
AA is that? Because I got a fucking crazy lamp, Yakub.
He's got
I got
that good,
this crazy
that
fucking lamp.
good studio lighting.
Aw. Let's adjust it a little bit.
It's like Wayne's World up in this bitch anyway. It doesn't matter.
Whoa.
Wayne's
That works
That's why he
better.
was late
Yeah.
again.
That better?
Whoa. AA after dark.
Hey, gonna go to
What's
sleep
up?
on the
You
pod.
should be honored by his lateness, Biscuits.
I think he. Yeah, I'm starting to get used to it
What's
now.
going on? Huh?
What?
Careful.
What?
All right, so your guys
Yeah, but
play
except for that, I
really
tell you
quick.
straight up, I'm gonna be late.
Run through these
Yeah,
pony
you
pick'ems
do.
really quick, right?
Oh, we got
So,
pick'ems? Hey,
we
what
do.
what's standings in them
We didn't
pick'ems?
talk about the fucking. We didn't talk about the games though.
I'm not wrapping
Like-
up the. We'll talk about the
Oh.
games in a minute. We can. Add
Yeah.
that
What's
in
the
if you really-
standings?
So Biscuits
please.
is Jared's in first place at 5-1.
I was so wrong about the Cardinals. Good.
What's
Lord.
the one that Jerry got wrong?
Oakland,
got-
Cincinnati.
Yeah. So
Oh, you
Biscuits,
took-
you're
that's
four.
right, you took-
You're 4-2. And me and A are pulling up the back at 15. So what we're doing is we're 3-3. So we're going 5 points per win. Second round's gonna be 10 points, and third
Oh,
round's
shit.
20. All right.
Oh.
So
All right. Okay.
Oh,
right now, Pony's in the lead by a hair. So there's that.
Mine.
So now we
Indiana
gotta-
Hater.
You guys want to talk about the games?
Sure, let's
You
talk
guys-
about them.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the fuck out of it. I enjoyed
Buffalo
watching
was fun.
Oh,
yeah, it was like
God.
fucking wall to wall football, man. Fucking.
I enjoyed
Bills
watching the Patriots get their asses.
Got that
stomped.
ass cracked. Yeah.
Oh,
Feel good for
Chad
Buffalo
Pennington, Mac Jones showed up, looking like the fucking whatever that he is. Like everybody got to see on display that he ain't shit.
Chad Pennington was pretty good though. I mean, I think it's a great comparison, but Chad Pennington wasn't bad.
Well, but what did he
Injuries
win?
torpedoed. Well, dude, that
What did he
shoulder,
win?
just that shoulder.
That
was
that
fucked up.
shit. I'm sorry, but that shit can't work in the NFL right now. That's not an NFL arm. Like you need a real fucking arm. You have to be able to throw that 10-yard out like a fucking
Zip.
laser beam, like because there's no room in the game for a Chad Pennington, a guy who is not mobile and he throws a slow ball.
Mac Jones.
Forget it.
Mac Jones
Like-
is very similar. I understand the comparison. He's
Yes.
very limited.
And I'm just saying, like, I don't know that a guy like that can survive for long in the game. Like, you can game plan around him. He's a guy you can win with. He's not going to be a guy you're going to win because of.
He needs to get confident enough to throw the deep ball. He just doesn't. He's not
I just
there.
I don't know if his ball's ever going to have that velocity. I mean,
We didn't think that about Brady either, though. At first,
Boom.
yeah, I
you
just, I
can
don't
you
know.
can get
Like,
you can develop into that.
I agreed. I don't know. I'm not sure that, he's ever going to be that. You know what I mean? Like,
He'll be like a Brady light.
I mean, but
in the
again,
playoffs.
we be fucking The guy in the chat, Levine 23 says Jones can't throw on the run. That's true. He can't really run.
But pocket
I mean-
passers have more success than any quarterback type of the last 30 years, though.
You also
game-
Yeah, but I mean, would you consider Mahomes a pocket passer?
The game was
Dude,
28-0 in a
Mahomes
blank.
Mahomes is an exception to the rule. Not everyone's
What
going to
about
be able
Lamar
to draft.
Jackson? Is he a pocket passer?
What's Lamar won?
I mean,
Has
Rodgers can
Lamar
throw
won
off
a
run
playoff
pretty
game
damn
yet?
effectively, though.
Did he win
Yeah,
one
he did.
playoff game?
Lamar
did finally
win
win one?
playoff
Don't
game.
get me started.
Just saying, look at the past Super Bowl winners. It's primarily guys that can get it done from the pocket, and Lamar can get it done from the pocket. He led the league in
Right.
pocket touchdowns in 2019.
I agree, but
How'd that look
it's-
against the zero blitz? The league figures you out, bro. You get on tape, the league will figure you out.
That's a dangerous game to play with Lamar, though. Too, it just happened to work that day. You can get
Seemed to
very,
be the game
get
plan
hurt.
from there on out.
If you
He's
watch
another
that game,
guy-
though, if you
Kill
watch
for
that
Lamar
game, though, they were
Jackson.
going zero blitz, but he was just missing guys. Like
He's
those are hits.
another guy that you have to get him an elite weapon. He has yet to have an elite weapon.
Yeah,
Like
Here
he
comes
really
Allen
really-
Robinson.
Like, you get him a D Hop, a Stephon Diggs, something like that. And fucking Allen Robinson's not that, but he would be he'd be a hell of an upgrade for them. I mean, for
Imagine how much better
you know.
Andrews would be with some pressure off of him.
Yeah,
on the
like I
outside.
mean, even Lamar Jackson, who's as dynamic as they come, who has won an MVP, still needs a playmaker. Aaron Rodgers needs fucking Devontae Adams. Like they need each other.
Devontae?
Brady.
He helped him develop though. That's
Brady
a little
needs
different.
Gronk.
True. That's true.
Jordy
Brady
Nelson
didn't
was
help him
nobody when he got there.
Agreed.
James
Great
Jones.
quarterbacks raise the level of play of these guys. Brady created a new Wes Welker, a new Edelman, a new fucking, now it's
Scotty Miller.
Scotty Miller. It's fucking, like whatever fucking twitchy white guy.
No, Brady's made people better
Brady
too, but
can,
Welker was
hold
pretty
down
damn
and make
good
out
when he
with-
got there.
Welker was solid in Miami
Yeah.
when he got there. But Edelman kind of
Edelman came out of nowhere. Yeah.
He even
Corey
made
Brown,
Chris
a lot of guys.
Hogan look pretty functional there for a while.
Any fucking, white guy in the slot, he could figure out some shit with.
Him and Gronk's
Pause.
still doing it, which is very impressive on both sides.
That's what I enjoyed this weekend. Sweet, sweet Lord Brady. Another victory.
Well, the best game was the Dallas-San Francisco game, in my opinion.
my perfect
Yeah,
scenario.
fucking, I
The
just knew
Bengals
the
game was good,
49ers
too.
were going to win that game. The Bengals
Me
game was ruined by the refs.
I want Bills fans to get the ultimate payback. They already destroyed the Patriots. I kind of do want Brady to make the Super Bowl and just get steamrolled worse than he did against the Giants.
It's fine as long as Aaron Rodgers isn't in it. I'll take it.
I'm predicting fucking Bills, Packers. And the
Aaron
Bills
Rodgers
win.
ain't
How
Aaron
dare
Rodgers
you?
ain't going.
Yeah, but honestly, Bills Bucks is better for the league because the storyline for 2 weeks. The whole,
100%.
it's way better for the league.
Plus, it'd probably be the two best teams left standing.
Yeah, but Bills, Packers, you got the cold weather cities and the the dedicated fans and the fucking the Aaron Rodgers saga, Josh Allen. I mean, it's fucking the Bills losing 3 straight Super Bowls. Like, it's got plenty of storylines.
Dude, the Bucks have
Either
fans.
way. Huh?
The Bucks have fans.
Nobody fucking cares about the
Dude,
Bucks. They only care about Tom
TB12
Brady.
fans roll
Yeah, it's like-
hard.
yes,
Okay.
it
They
is,
only care
dude.
about Tom Brady.
It's like
Actually,
Golden-
they're all
Cares
kind
about
of
the
limp.
Bucks.
Yeah, it's exactly like Golden State Warrior fans when they got good.
Right.
It's the same
Yep.
thing.
Like, nobody fucking cares about it. And that's fine. You know what? Parades lead to bandwagons. Like, I don't give a shit about that. I'm not trying to be like, they're fucking great name for a
That's
podcast.
actually genius.
Yeah, white guy in a slot. I feel like that's like a Pornhub podcast name. Though. Like,
There you
like,
go.
if you type that
Very
into
like
porn-
Neo type
Yeah.
category.
We could definitely do a podcast about that easily.
I don't know that I want to.
No, but
Break
we
out the
could.
Oculus.
We have the chops.
Do we? I don't. I feel like,
I told you we are gonna do a porn combine sometime.
yeah. Yo,
We collectively are not.
people would
Individually.
think- yeah, no, we ain't involved. We ain't
No,
signing
just
up for
break
none
it down
of
the tape.
No,
This ain't
what
no
I'm-
casting couch.
exactly.
I don't
Break
see
it
a
down the tape,
couch.
pulling out the telestrator.
Yeah.
Fucking boom, right there. Boom.
Would y'all look
You
at
know.
that?
Fucking.
Who
Wow.
was that white wide receiver we drafted back in the day?
Which one?
Braverman?
Not Braverman, the one before
Ives Hive?
Braverman that everybody. No, it was before Ives Hive and Braverman. Abin Chuchin or some shit. What the hell was his name? Remember Bears? Dude, y'all don't remember that? Bears fans
From Canada?
convinced themselves that he was the guy. He came out of
Sanzenbacher?
Sanzenbacher. Thank
From
you.
Ohio
Abin
State.
They call him
I
Amin
was
Chucher.
way off.
Remember
Dude,
the
Dave
God.
Sanzenbacher.
Yeah.
Thank
Put the
you.
glass
The
down.
great
I don't know how
Dave.
you pulled that name from what I gave you, but well done. sir.
Yo, I don't know, bro. Like, I fucking Rosetta
remember
Stone
when-
that shit. Like,
Remember when we got the Canadian Jerry Rice? Like he was like the greatest receiver of
No.
all time in Canada. and he
Yeah.
came
time
down here.
out, because
Yeah.
we're talking about fucking receivers, and I had a dude on Twitter try to
Good
tell me
pull
that
too, didn't
Roy Williams was good.
No.
He had one
That
1,000
was a
yard season.
fucking sidebar. Yeah, but his time at the Bears is like atrocious, bro. Like,
Dropped a ton of balls.
37 catches on like 70 targets. Like, awful. And this was in the midst of fucking
Orochi.
that dude. That is that.
That's
Cletus
2011
fucking guy.
chat, right?
Who the fuck? Like this dude was riding for the 2011 Bears. Like I can't even imagine. Like starts off by saying that Martz and Cutler were awesome together. I was just like, what are you talking about? The way that we can convince ourselves of shit as fans is like just wild to me.
They were throttling teams.
Yeah, like dude is saying they were throttling teams. Like,
bad teams, though.
The
bad
narrative
teams.
is really into Bears fans who are like Cutler stance that if Cutler hadn't hurt himself, he literally hurt himself. He hurt himself chasing down a pick six.
Thank you.
Like, do you forget that? Like, he wasn't.
But Johnny Knox fell down. It wasn't his fault.
Yeah, like get the fuck out of here. Like the revisionist history of that team is unreal. Like they're trying to tell me that was a Super Bowl bound team.
Watch this game where Vincent
team is when he got hurt in the NFC Championship game.
Yes, that's fine. You want to say that? Oh my God, fine, fucking fine. They're corrected. 63 targets, 37 catches. Roy Williams, trash. Mike Martz is responsible for fucking jettisoning a Hall of Fame caliber tight end in Greg Olsen. Like. And it comes from a comment of me
Cutler's
posting,
favorite target at the time.
I posted the Jay Cutler, tell him I said fuck you clip. And it like turns people into fucking their brains to mush. Like they're just like, oh my God, Jay. Like
that happened.
It's crazy, bro. Like it's fucking crazy. I don't get the fucking levels.
Like, watch the tape, watch the game, man.
They were
like, I'm not gonna watch a game where Vincent Jackson torches our secondary. I'm good.
21st and 17th in points scored. That's the definition of average mediocre.
Jay was the first quarterback we had that was entertaining, though. You got to give him that.
This guy was clinging to this fucking thing that in the 10 games that of 2011 where Cutler played, they averaged 26.8 points, and that was good for 5th in the league. So this is what they're fucking clinging to.
But their opponents were bad, and the playoff teams that they did play, they got smacked in. The Saints and the Packers.
It's unfortunate.
Yep, by 30.
When we had a good Jay, we had a quarterback that we were confident in winning a game once in a while. Like we haven't had that. It's now we're like just hope they don't fuck up.
But every time he got the ball inside every time he got the ball deep in their own territory, I was scared shitless for the pick six.
Oh yeah, he was good for him. He was a generation too late. If he came up with Favre did, that gunslinger shit worked.
I just you just knew that Jay was gonna give away 4 games a year. Like you just knew. Like don't fucking tell me that they were Super Bowl bound. They were in the NFC Championship. They were on their way until he got hurt. But don't fucking transfer that shit onto 2011. Like
he was spotty. He made throws that only like very few quarterbacks in the league can make. He was very a lot of arm talent. He just upstairs. He just never clicked.
I mean, he should know. He as the body stand-in for Jay Cutler. You would know.
You just hate Jay because he was from the town next to you where they had an amusement park or whatever the fuck.
We also did him 0 favors.
True.
Six
That's true. I don't really hate Jay.
This isn't a referendum on Jay. I'm just saying we as Bears fans have to convince ourselves of a lot of shit.
He's our
Here's Devin Hester as your number 1 wide receiver.
I don't know.
We did not put Jay in a good position until he had Alshon and B Marsh.
Yeah, but he did have those guys.
And he looked good. Imagine if he had those caliber. Dude, with the way that we were playing defense, we could have.
2013 offensively was fucking fun as hell.
The defense was trash.
I know, but when the offense was clicking,
it was
they had some moments.
That offensive line was so
number
shitty.
2 offense that year.
If Lovey could have got the OC right, we would have been fine.
The offensive line was so shitty.
Ron Turner, probably the best one we've seen.
We've never seen. When was the last time? None of us have ever seen a year with 2 wide receiver seasons like that. Oh, and Forte had a fucking sick ass season. Like,
yep.
That's that. We've never seen anything like that.
Nope.
So you
We
want to shit on
let
the
him walk for
2000
Mitch. We let him walk for Mitch.
That's what's fucking crazy about all the people that just hellaciously shit on Trestman. And believe me, he flamed out. But like Trestman was responsible for one of the best offensive seasons in Bears history.
Martellus Bennett, didn't he like break
Yeah.
a bunch of
Yeah.
receiving records for the
Another
tight end
fucking
position?
guy that
Yeah,
had,
the
like,
dude
had-
knew offense, and the
Yep.
guy way ahead of Nagy in that regard. Just couldn't lead men. obviously.
Anyway,
Well,
fuck
and they
them.
had a bunch of guys that were
we're
volatile.
never gonna buy in
They were
either. After
volatile.
Lovey.
You know, when shit went south, they went south along with it. And
I feel like we're in a
so,
hall.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but like I was just trying to get to the games, and I was going to ask you guys who you were picking this week. So,
And that's how we
Hey.
go on a tangent.
hey, Bills versus Chiefs. Who you got?
Oh, Bills.
All
Big.
right. Jer.
Chiefs.
Oh, you suck.
I do suck. And I want Buffalo to win, but I think KC will win.
Biscuits.
Chiefs.
Oh, no.
I've got
And
the
I
Bills.
feel the same way as Jared. I want the Bills to win, but
All right, Bengals Titans.
Titans.
Jer.
King Henry coming back. Give me the Titans.
I'll take the Titans also, and Biscuits.
clean sweep. Titans.
This is the
Alright.
thing about that game. I think Joe Burrow is so close to arriving, but this is the year that he doesn't do it. Like, I just think the Titans are too strong with Derrick Henry back. Even without him back, I still would probably
Ooh,
pick
Titans.
They play
Bills.
sound football, man.
Titans stomped the Bills
Vrabel.
too.
They just know who they are.
Yeah.
Like everybody on the team, whether they're a name or not a name, like just fucking knows who they are, and they they just, it sounds fucking corny and totally cliche, but they have a fucking lunch pail attitude.
And Henry,
And-
when healthy, you can keep the other quarterback off the field.
Yeah, like I mean, it goes along with what you say all the time. Is like people say running backs don't matter until they fucking do. You know what I mean? Like there are a few guys, and they're more rare than other positions. But when you have a guy like Derrick Henry, he fucking matters. When you have a guy like Alvin Kamara, that guy can change a game. You know, you have
They matter, but
three-
draft position matters. Where was Derrick Henry drafted?
Oh no! I'm not saying draft him in the top 5. I'm just saying like
Okay.
a lot
That
of
was
people
my
say
worry.
running backs no longer have a great effect on the game. Like the specific back, it's all system.
If any more,
It's
this
all-
year proves
It's
that
all
they
offensive line. Just Taylor was fucking carried that team. Like Derrick Henry.
Imagine
is
if
just,
Buffalo had Najee Harris.
yeah, or if they had if they even had, they don't have a real like game. Singletary's good, but he's not like a game breaker. Imagine if they had Derrick
That's what I'm
Henry.
afraid bites them in the ass versus
I mean, if you
Kansas
put
City.
Derrick Henry on the Bills, they would be like undefeated.
Oh, yeah.
No question.
Like,
So
and with everybody else that they have too. But anyway, as I'm saying, like I want Burrow to take the next step. I actually like Joe Burrow a lot.
So do I.
For whatever reason, I just saw him and I was like, that's a guy, he can play in the NFL.
you were
He's
right
not
on him.
perfect, but I just looked at him and said, no, he's fucking got it. He's just got that thing. And he just, I just think this year is not the year that he gets over the hump, but I think it's probably next year.
That game could go either way.
You're picking the Titans.
It could, yeah.
All right. So now we got Packers 49ers. I'm picking the 49ers because I'm not picking the Packers ever.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I think, and it sounds crazy to say this, but Garoppolo's looking like he's pretty banged up. So, he's either going to play hurt or it's going to be Trey Lance. And if it's Trey Lance, I mean, I think it's going to be a fucking blowout for the Packers.
McDaniel's getting super baked this week, though, coming up with a game plan.
Definitely getting
Yeah,
hot.
McDaniel is definitely on one. Like, he's fucking got some shit rolling. He's breaking out. He's dusting off some, like, he's going digging in the crates.
Probably coming up with defensive schemes, too. They're just not telling us.
Right, exactly. Exactly. It's like, but, damn it, I don't, I don't think the 49ers are going to win, but I want them to.
I'm voting for him. That's what I'm going by, like, as a fan. What do you want to
Yeah,
see?
no, I
Like,
feel you.
We're not betting on this shit.
No, I feel you.
The question
Oh.
is Fred Warner hurt still?
No, Fred Warner, I think
He's gonna play.
but isn't Bosa banged up?
Bosa's in
Concussion.
protocols.
Yeah, concussion.
So he'll come
Yeah,
out. Of
I'm
that.
telling you, man, San Francisco, they are the Packer kryptonite. I do believe it. They're going to run the ball. They're going to run it well, and Green Bay will lose.
Put Trey Lance in and run it with him too.
Yes,
I hope
exactly.
I would love it. I would.
Are
really
we
love to
picking
see-
who we think is going to win, or
I
who do we
honest
want
to God,
to
Who
I
do we
honest to
want
God
to win?
think.
It's just
Well,
a
Jared's
vote.
Well, then
doing both.
I'd rather switch my Titans pick to the Bengals then, because I'd rather see the
All right.
Bengals win. I'd rather the Bills win, but I'm picking based on who I think is going to win.
However you want to do
Well,
it.
that's
bro.
the
I'm
whole
just-
idea of
Well,
pick'ems,
when the Packers, get involved, we get stupid. So that's fair. That's just life as a Bears fan. Packers
No,
get
I,
You
involved.
and
I
I should
legit
pick the
think
Bengals if you
I
want the
legit
Bengals.
think San Francisco is going to beat Green Bay. I really
All right.
do.
Jared 49ers. Hey, who you got?
49ers.
Biscuits.
Packers.
Oh,
Your brother is so
wow.
happy.
You deserve everything you get from your brother.
Dude, I'm picking who I think is going to win. I would love to be wrong. I don't.
And now
give
you
a
can tell
shit
your brother I
about that.
picked them to win on my podcast.
All right, do you
Probably-
want me to pick the 49ers? Is that
He'll
what you want
probably
me to
replay
do?
this to you all next season.
He's just like guilting me. All right, I
By the
switched my
way-
pick. 49ers. Okay, the kryptonite, whatever Jer said, did.
No, I got you.
Why
I
not?
got you on Packers. I'm not letting that go. All right.
By the way, memo to Packer fans who might listen, that share that you got, it's trash. Just want to let you know.
Oh, paper owners.
That share of the team that you think you own, it's straight trash.
Don't
It's
even
like
get me
embarrassing
started.
memorabilia.
It's expensive paper.
Yeah.
It's like buying a $9 box of cereal.
Mm-hmm.
But $291 more. I don't walk around saying I own the company who.
Well, you can wipe your
Yeah,
ass with it. I mean,
like Biscuits wasn't like, yo guys, I'm the Biscuits.
I
you know.
own. What the fuck's the cereal company?
Fucking General Mills Post.
I own General Mills. I'm an owner.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
No one doing that shit.
Well,
This-
and anyway, Bojack cereal wasn't made by General Mills. It was made by like generic milk.
Admiral.
And of course, the Packers get the latest game of the weekend in freezing ass cold Green Bay to make it even colder. I like that
Yeah.
too. I
Don't they
think the
play on
Packers-
Saturday night?
Didn't
Yeah,
work
but
too
it's-
well
it's-
when they played the Giants like
It's
that.
an 8:15 start, Biscuits. It's the latest start of the weekend.
Oh,
weird.
so Sunday it's 1-4 again.
It's 6:40, I think, for the second game.
So
Oh,
is
wow.
that worse for them? I don't.
The later at night, the colder it is. That's how they set Green Bay up. It's just the league. They love that shit.
Oh, I see what
Yeah.
you're saying. I'm following now.
So
Yeah,
I think
because
the-
what,
I
the
think
last-
the Packers
the
are gonna
last
win,
two
but I want
times-
the Niners.
Yo, did they play on Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday?
Saturday. They had to travel to San Francisco the last two
Saturday
losses.
right now is a 50% chance of snow.
Yeah,
Green Bay, 22 degrees, 50%
They
chance
probably-
of snow.
they probably knew that going into it too.
That's gonna be something.
God, fuck the Packers.
Oh, they want Rodgers Brady bad.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna win this
Gonna get
pick-
Jimmy G,
Pick'ems
baby.
league this year, fellas.
All right,
Is that
so
shit
now,
real? Fucking, you seen those things? Edelman saying that he bet $100,000 on the Pats and the Bucks to be in the Super Bowl.
isn't he advertising for that betting company though?
Hope
Yeah.
not for his
I
sake.
think he is.
They probably gave him the money to do it.
Yeah.
He's got fuck you money. He goes down to Churchill Downs with the boys.
All right, so Bucks versus Raven. I'm sorry, whoa, Bucks versus
Whoa.
Rams.
Oh,
Biscuits?
Bucks.
Let him go last. We're gonna put him full screen. on this one.
No, we're not gonna waste
We're gonna
the
see
screen
his
space on
O
it.
face. I'm picking the Bucks.
To
too.
me, the question is not whether or not I think the Rams defense can actually contain Brady. I think
Yeah.
Brady's shown that. Don't you just beat the Eagles, so calm yourself down, Brady lover.
Oh, I just beat the Eagles. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
the
real,
Bucks
I'm
just
real
beat the
exhausted
Eagles.
from it. from
The
going up
Bucks
there and
just
playing
beat-
myself.
So don't act like that was a real playoff win.
He's exhausted from beating
Like-
himself to watching Tom Brady beat the Eagles.
Yeah, like get out of here, bro. So
You see how he
Here's-
played Meek Mill in his video today? Did y'all watch that?
that's just so tired. Don't send that shit in the chat ever again.
He's so fucking funny, man. He's so clever. I love it.
You have to be trolling right now, bro. You can't believe what you're
You
saying.
know I'm not, dude.
Oh,
I am.
God.
I am the man
Like, you
watching the man in the
You
arena.
don't think he has people telling him what to do, dude? Come on.
He's so clever.
No,
He's
dude.
so
he doesn't
funny.
need to. As
Did
good
you
as he
hear
is on
how
the
he played
field,
Meek
he's
Mill
just-
in the background?
he's just got a sense of humor, man. He's just a likable guy.
Did
He's down to
you hear when
earth.
he played Many Men? Wee! Chief Keef. He played Chief Keef in the background. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. He's a clown.
Exactly. South Elgin says that the Rams won last time they played the Buccaneers this season, by the way. And that's why I don't think they're going to be able to beat Brady twice. Beating him once is hard enough. Beating him twice, giving Arians time to adjust.
I think the Rams defense is going to control Brady. It's going to be a matter of whether Stafford,
Didn't the
can
Giants
beat the
beat him
Bucks
twice in the
defense.
Super Bowl?
and I don't think
Yes.
Okay.
that Stafford is gonna step up again. I think he had his moment. I think the Bucks defense is really fucking good, and they're gonna beat him. I don't-
Stat Padford for the win. For
I
me,
look at-
go Rams.
Ooh,
All right.
by the
the
way,
Rams.
Rams.
little
I'm
stats
taking
and
the
gravy
Bucks.
nugget. Tom Brady, aka
A
Lord
lot
Brady,
of gravy on this one. Go ahead.
has as
AKA
many NFC playoff wins as Aaron Rodgers does.
Wow, that's ridiculous. It took me a second for my brain to get that. 'cause
That's fucking hilarious.
I was like,
Fuck
what
you,
does
Aaron
that
Rodgers.
mean? Oh, wait, what? That's pathetic. Wow. Aaron Rodgers is fucking, that's pathetic. Like, he just joined the
He owns
NFC.
us,
I took Jake. Took
Aaron
Jake
Rodgers
getting
has
hurt.
been in the NFC for like 15 years. What the fuck?
2 years, Brady said. Let me
Yeah.
get that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it would have happened again if our quarterback didn't blow his.
I
pussy
say the
out.
same thing. Levine 23 say close game, but Bucks win. I agree. It's going to be a low. I think it's like 24-20. Like, but at the end, no matter what, there's going to be a moment, and this is how Brady operates. There's going to be a moment where it's fucking all up to him, and that guy never fails. I mean, like,
Von
never
Miller
say-
gets him.
I say what I want
Never
about his corny
fails.
videos and his weirdness and his steroids and his HGH and his bullshit and his cheating, all that. But he's a fucking badass player. He's, I mean, the guy's
It's
a
interesting.
badass player.
It's interesting though. Watching the Rams, they're having fun, man. Like Odell's got a pep in his step again. Like they're
Hey, they surprised me. I thought they looked kind of shitty against the 49ers. Obviously, they
The Rams,
lost.
dude, that 49ers team makes a lot of people look bad, but they're rolling.
Well, but I'm just saying, like, I didn't think they'd come back and smack the Cardinals like that.
it seems
I
like
know the
Odell's got
Cardinals-
his head back in the game though, which that could be dangerous.
Cardinals have been done for weeks, though, man.
You see that? You see that? Somebody put up a thing on Twitter that the Cardinals went 1-5 after they posted that stupid
Yeah,
bean
bean
thing,
photo.
like the
Yep.
whatever is supposed to be like the bird like shitting on the bean or something, or it like shaped like an L. Like I don't get it. Like it was the wackest attempt at smack, but apparently it completely fucking backfired because they went right into the tank
So
after they
everybody's
tweeted that shit.
going Bucks biscuits. Why are you going Bucks?
No, I thought
Did-
Jared
did he
picked the
make
I'm going
Rams.
Rams.
No, Rams.
Did he
but
make
the
a
Rams.
good point though about Odell coming on, Cooper Kupp, Sony Michelle? How about Cam Akers coming back off of a
Yep.
torn Achilles?
Hey, the
already
Rams look fucking
playing?
great. I'm just saying.
This
I
is
think-
the
I
worst
think-
matchup for the Bucks. This is the one that I've been most scared about for Brady. Is the Rams? I think they
The-
match up really well with Tampa.
The
If
Bucks
I'm being
defense is a
realistic.
whole hell of a lot better than the Cardinals defense.
True.
A whole hell of a lot better. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Like,
True that.
Better. You mean better than the Eagles?
Oof. Boy, I
yeah,
thought that game would
I mean,
be
that
closer.
wasn't shit, but I'm just saying, like, that the Bucks defense has been good, and they won, and they carried them last year to the Super Bowl. The Bucks defense carried them.
What a shitty job of preparing your team by Philadelphia, by the way. What the fuck are you doing? You're going against the Tampa Bay's side-to-side laterals, and you're trying to Speed them when you've got a good offensive line.
They were I
Fuck,
didn't know what the
whatever,
fuck.
dude.
Like Jalen Hurts just had a terrible game. They had a terrible game. They couldn't get the ball to fucking Devontae Smith. Like it just was ugly.
They weren't
It was
even
ugly.
expected to be in the playoffs this year. I think it's a
But I think they
Crazy even got
outsmarted
there.
themselves.
Well,
I
the
think
OC didn't. Their offensive game plan was shit, dude. You don't attack lateral speed by lateral speed.
Yeah,
Straight ahead in the mouth.
yeah. They need to run the ball. They
That's fair.
tried to get cute. They thought they could
Baloney
catch him
pony,
sleeping.
straight ahead in
Yes.
the Baloney
And
pony.
yeah,
Right down the
that's
pipe,
that was a
baby.
good fair. I agree.
And Jalen Hurts fucking shit the bed. I mean,
All right, so why are the Bucks gonna win, Biscuits?
Free Minshew, because of Lord Brady, of course.
Just
I don't
never
even need it. I don't need the spotlight right now. Lord Brady by
Ugh,
10.
So annoying, isn't it?
by 10. Not only does he silence the
cringe.
doubters, okay? Dude, I have so many tweets bookmarked just ready to fire back on. All this Brady slander all week. He's going to show the NFL once again why he is the GOAT. Brady by 10.
Guys, if anybody out there is new to the show, you're probably like, what the fuck? This is a Bears podcast. Why is this dude such a Brady stan? Well, let me tell you, folks, he's the real deal Brady stan. And not in like the totally, like gentrified way that we use the word stan, like in the real fucked up way, like in the song, where Biscuits is like such a Brady fan.
Robert De Niro, the fan.
That he writes him fucked up letters and pours his heart out to him and like tells him his deepest, darkest secrets. And then it's like, if you could just come meet me, I know my whole life would change.
Biscuits, did you buy
Tom,
TV
did you
12?
get my blood? I sent you a
Yeah,
cup of my
exactly.
blood.
Like
Biscuits.
fucking. Yeah.
Did you buy that
I
TV
cut the-
12 shit?
Did I buy what?
That TV 12 book? Cookbook?
The cookbook? Hell no.
Okay.
What you think Biscuits would buy a cookbook?
There's just first
If
off,
Tom
hold on.
Bra- okay,
No,
here's a question.
Hold on.
If Tom Brady told you to cook a steak and eat it medium, would you do it?
Oh,
If he
what
bought
if
it
you
for
had
you and you were sitting
if
down
you
with
had
him?
the chance to sit down to dinner with Tom Brady and he's like, I'm gonna order
A steak like a man.
for us at our fucking you're at like Nobu or some shit, like Nobu Malibu, and you're fucking ready, styled out, and it's like, here's the first course, fucking sushi, fucking raw Wagyu tartare. And it's Lord Brady, it's just you and him, and you're about to fucking share, you're about to mind meld with this fucker.
He's gonna have fart.
But you have to cross the threshold of eating raw food. What do you do?
That is like my worst nightmare personified in one minute. What an impossible.
And you have to
situation.
fart.
Why?
What? Like that's like the triple crown of like the toughest life
because
scenario
Brady
I'd
would,
ever faced.
no, avocado ice cream boy ain't fucking getting all down with that. I'm talking, you're in there and he's fucking all glistening and fucking like
Oh
like
my
he's
God,
just
dude.
looking at you and he's like fucking like I'm fucking Tom Brady. And Chief Keef is playing Meek Mill. Fucking Brady playlist is playing in the background.
like
and you're sitting
Meek
there.
Mill's table side just performing for you too.
Yeah, Meek Mill's like fucking, singing right into Robert Kraft's dick. Like he's just like,
Oh my God, what?
like
If
got
the
weird.
mood is really set like that, then I guess I'd probably end up like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movie Twins. I'm just saying. No, I'm sorry,
Well,
Junior.
that's-
That joke.
Yeah,
made no
I'm
sense.
like trying to think of what the
That
fuck you're
joke-
talking about. Like I was like at first I was like, yeah, because he ate the food. What?
So you're
Damn,
you're
what
eating
a
the food.
swing and a miss, Junior. Sorry,
That's
meaning-
pretty.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
that's
real
a whole nother
obscure.
level for him.
that's graphic.
He would
It
eat
was
that
graphic.
meat for Brady. He would eat
Yeah,
that
he
meat for
would.
Brady.
Yo, he would eat that meat, dog. Mr. Well Done would take a shellacking of that Wagyu raw up in the grill piece for old Braidsters.
At least it'd be a
Wow.
winning piece of meat.
Oh, hey, yo!
Wow.
Fuck
But to
your
answer your
life!
question, I just don't think I could eat a rare steak with him. I just don't think I could.
Wait, so you're cutting the dinner off?
I'd have to cut the dinner short. I would.
Oh.
I would. Some lines you just can't cross.
So it's just
Wow.
a tip. It's just a tip. It's not full.
Right. Tri-tip.
Yeah.
Do I still have to tip if I didn't go to the dinner?
No, we're talking. It's just the tip. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I
not-
got that. I'm trying to
Oh.
divert this conversation somewhere.
Well, whatever. Your love of Brady is highly sus, so it veers very easily into
Borders
some
on
weird
homoerotic.
territory.
How
It's highly sus.
how is it sus? I have
It-
never sent anything in the thread that would be like, whoa.
You
Hey,
called
what?
the dude
You
Lord
call him
Brady.
Lord Brady.
You called a dude Lord
Is he-
Brady.
I'm sorry, is he not a lord?
Nope. No, he's not.
I
Not
feel
the way
like
you
when
wanna-
you've won
not the way you want to
seven-
knight him,
what?
bro. You want to
When-
knight him, and
when you've won 7 Super Bowls, what I respect is the
No.
will and desire to
Like-
win. It's what Jordan had, it's what Kobe had. And you guys don't appreciate what you're seeing. We will literally never see this caliber of player in our lifetime, most likely. And you guys are like, oh, I'm ready to have it be done. Give me somebody
Yeah, I
else.
can't wait. I can't
Fuck
wait.
that,
It's over.
man.
Can't wait till we never
So,
have to see that.
so you would
fucking-
rather have
we got,
Aaron
we got
Rodgers win
Big
the Super
Rabin
Bowl?
Ben out. Get the fuck out, Big Rabin
No,
Ben.
I want to see Josh Allen win the Super
He
Bowl.
gone. We got fucking Drew Brees out. We got Phil Rivers out. Get these old fucks off the fucking field. Like, I'm tired of these old quarterbacks.
I'd love to see Buffalo finally get one. Now the Bears are out.
But would you
Yes.
rather see Brady or Rodgers in the Super Bowl?
Neither.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, likely one of the two of them is going to go. So who do you want it to be?
Neither.
Because it ain't going to be the 49ers playing the Rams in the NFC.
I told you I want to
Championship.
see Brady.
Oh,
get
that's
drafted
who
by the
I've
Bills.
got.
Yeah, and you're wrong,
So
Jared.
when
Sorry.
I'm right,
Your lead's going down this week.
when I'm
What if
right,
it's rematch of 49ers Bengals? That's got to be the least likely one.
Brady in the Super
That'd be
Bowl is better
crazy.
for the
That'd be
NFL right
wild.
now because it could be if it was Tennessee, there's a storyline. If it's the Bills, there's a
Vrabel.
storyline.
Can you imagine if somehow Joe Burrow was to beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl, he would own Cincinnati forever.
If he
Yeah.
wins the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who it's against.
I know, but beating the 49ers were their nemesis.
Mm,
Like they had
that
they
was a
had-
damn good team with Boomer.
yeah, they had a Boomer Esiason and fucking
it
Ickey
was a
Woods
one
and
game
shit.
though. It was one game, wasn't it?
Who was
What?
the other running back? James.
Was it?
They
didn't
lost to
play
them in the Super Bowl.
once, right?
Okay, right, but still,
It's
I'm
like
just
calling
saying.
the Colts. It's like calling the Colts our ultimate rival. It's not that we just lost to them.
I can't think who's a bigger rival. Maybe the Steelers, because the Steelers, I guess, are everybody's rival in that division. But who's a bigger rival for the Bengals than the 49ers? I
It's the
can't think of
Steelers.
anybody.
It is the
Steelers.
Steelers.
Ravens.
Other than the Steelers, Ravens, I guess. I mean,
Browns.
Cleveland?
No.
No,
I
they
don't
hate
think
Cleveland.
so.
I'd say it's probably the Ravens there.
I
With
guess, yeah.
Oh no,
I
no,
don't
I guess it
know.
would be
I
the
could be
Steelers. That's what they had the
manufacturing that.
animosity
It's
with.
just interesting. I mean, I think it's obviously most likely you're right going to be Rodgers or Brady, and I don't know. I think the AFC. I like the Bills. I want the Bills, but I think
James Brooks, that was the other running back.
I just
Damn, he
I
was
hate
good.
I hate Brady and Rodgers
Good pull.
equally. It's equal hate for different reasons.
Yeah,
So you'd rather
me
see
too.
you'd be okay with seeing Rodgers in there. That Brady
would
is
like-
the great glass
No,
in case of emergency for us.
I want to see
I-
Brady in there against the Bills and just have them tee off. I want to see that.
I thanked you in the chat, but I should thank you on the pod for rekindling my true like molten hate for Brady. Like you really opened it up into like.
So what is it that you hate?
Hmm?
Lord Brady.
What is it? What is there to hate?
I hate his fucking arrogance. I hate his fake ass personality. Like I hate those videos. I hate his fucking like squeaky voice when he goes, "Let's go!" Like at the fucking like it's like he literally screams. It's like a breaking glass level scream. It's so fucking cringe. Like
Lip locking with his kid for like 50 seconds.
that like the fucking
Kissing Robert
I
Lewis.
have to agree with
like
that one.
there's
That's
literally a
little weird.
picture of him creepily, and I don't have any problem with men kissing men or anything like that, but he's creeper
Robert
status
Kraft.
on like
Yeah.
on like everybody, bro. Like he's just, and it's not like, oh, that's two men. It's like, what the fuck? Like he's just a creep. He's like some. I just don't like him. Like sure, he played for the Patriots for a long ass time, so that didn't help. You know, I'm just sick of watching the dude like on the field.
Well,
he's
even
a
like
fucking,
the girl
he's
he
an
had the baby
assassin.
with, she was a famous actress back in the day.
Yeah, Jill
He just
Hennessy
took off on her
or
ass
whatever.
when Giselle came to town.
Yeah,
she had
he's
money.
a creep. He's a
We
fucking
don't
creep.
we don't know what happened, the
pretty well
dynamics of that
documented, bro.
relationship. Come on now. Now we're speculating based on
Well, and now he's
hypotheticals and
he's
babies.
basically like patented his own human growth hormone, like
Yeah, it's
steroid cocktail.
hasn't
Like
been
this
tracked
dude
yet.
is so
No,
obviously on
come
something.
on.
Like he's stopped
man.
aging. He's aging in reverse.
It's called dedication to greatness. That is what happens when your mind reaches that level.
God,
you
this no
stop
more Brady
aging.
talk.
Okay? I'm just
like-
saying.
You
Respect
just,
respect the game. Respect the
he's got
hustle,
you,
man.
like wrapped like you're like in Joel Osteen's fucking congregation.
but
or
If
something.
won't
he
eat
was
the
our
meat. He won't
quarterback,
eat the meat,
all
though.
three of you guys would be like this, and you know it.
Oh yeah, I'd be dragging my nuts on it. Watch me, but he ain't.
Yeah,
I had to support Jay
yeah.
Cutler.
Yeah.
It's easier to
fucking
live through my
creep.
Bears fandom just through him.
That
He's gonna
2011
have
Bears
one
team
winner.
though would have killed him.
Yo, remember how excited we were when Mitch played kind of good against the Patriots?
Yeah,
Like we
he
were
did
all
have a
hyped,
damn good game.
and
Wasn't
they
that-
lost.
Yeah, wasn't that
Kevin
Hail
White
Mary?
almost
Kevin
scored a
White, yeah.
touchdown.
Yeah. What the
All right, so that was a long answer. I take the Bucks. So who are the hell are you guys taking? Let's get these pick'ems done with.
Rams.
We already did. Yeah,
Yeah,
Rams,
three
Bucks,
for the Rams. No, three for the Bucks and one for the Rams. Cheers.
Yep.
Cheers, rolling with Stafford.
So right now, GM hire happened today. Who would you want? And then we'll bounce out.
GM and coach.
Just GM, but probably going to be first.
Okay.
Maybe.
GM and coach if you want. Out of the names that are actually been interviewed, because the Harbaugh thing, of course, McDaniels, of course, but they're not realistic yet.
I mean, I think I already said it. I would go McKenzie and Flores, or whoever Flores basically wants. I would hire Flores and say, pick from these guys. Like, I know it's backwards, but I don't fucking care. Like, if it works, I don't care.
But
Yes,
you think
he's-
he's one of those rare candidates that you give that privilege of letting him have say on the GM?
Yeah, I just think he's a big enough fish that you do what you need to do.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
for me, it'd be Dodds and Flores.
Jay?
Morocco Brown, because I want a guy that's a college scout. Looking at our draft, head coach. Yeah, you really could go a lot of ways. I mean, I like the idea of Flores. I like the idea of anything where you have a stable, strong leadership.
Pony stable.
So, absolutely. So I'll go ahead and say Flores right now, because I think it would be a complete, like an opposite. You know, Nagy was so offensive minded. Maybe getting a defensive guy in here that won't fuck with the offense and maybe is smart enough to hire an offensive coordinator just to be like, hey, you're working with this guy.
Flores can be our Tomlin. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I want Mike Tomlin. We can't have him. Give me Flores. Like, that feels like what Flores can be.
All right, I'll pick Wolf and
Pretty ready.
McDaniels.
I thought you said just out of guys who've
I
been
know. I'll pick,
Oh.
no, I'm joking.
Wolf is
I'll take mine right back.
That Horowitz dude from Baltimore and Florida.
Has Hortz
I
been
can see some
interviewed?
Hortz.
But
He's
Hortz-
on-
he's on the
He's
He's on the
list.
list.
He is on the list.
Who made the list? Yeah. Well, get ready for fucking, Ireland and Frazier. Ireland.
You had to throw that out.
It could
there,
get
man.
really, really dark really, really quickly.
Oh god.
If it ends up being like, what if it ends up being Ireland and fucking Caldwell? Will you be mad? I
Well,
will.
that's why you brought in the Hall of Famer for.
No,
Yeah.
I'll be like, meh. See how it
I'd rather
pans
have
out.
Ireland and Caldwell than Ireland and Frazier.
Who does fucking Caldwell bring as his coordinator?
Yeah, but
Like,
he's going
that's
to
what I
call
wanna
plays
know.
though. Caldwell will
he?
call.
Good Lord.
Yeah,
I'm
he'll
trying
call
to think. Who
plays.
did he have at Indy?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Pep Hamilton.
I think it might have been Pep.
He was there before Houston.
I mean, I could,
Pep
I
was in
could,
Houston.
I could be
Pep was
totally
in
wrong
Houston.
about that.
I don't know. It's fucking 2017. I mean, Jesus, Pep Hamilton's not even that old. Like
No.
you're talking about 2017 was, or because what? I mean, Caldwell left the job in Miami. He never really started it. So
2009 Colts.
no, 2017.
Well, I'm saying
Was
we're
the
talking about
last
who was
time.
his offensive coordinator with the Colts, though, right?
Oh, that was the longest time. Pep
Yeah,
Hamilton was like Pep
Tom
Hamilton
Moore.
was like 10 years old back then.
Tom Moore,
Hamilton's-
Clyde Christensen for 2 years. So those guys.
Yeah,
They
Tom
also
Moore.
also
I
had
don't even
Jim
know if
Bob
Tom
Cooter.
Moore's still alive.
Who?
Cooter.
They had Jim Bob Cooter and they had
Jim
Ron
Bob-
Turner as their quarterback.
Bring me
coach.
Cooter.
Pep Hamilton is 47. So fucking
Yeah, so he would have
was
been like
not-
he would have been in his 30s there, mid 30s. That would have
he
worked.
That's highly unlikely. Levine 23 says Rick Smith / Flores or
Bowles. Yeah.
Bowles.
Bowles. That's it.
I mean, whatever. Like I said, I think the floor is like pretty high on most of these guys, but just some of them are fucking not gonna have any juice. I think Flores would be a sexy pick.
Mm.
You know,
Pep
but-
Hamilton was quarterbacks coach the year that Jim Caldwell started his first season as head coach of the Colts.
Wasn't he
Don't-
here under
Don't
Lovey
tell me
too?
Pep Hamilton was 10 years fucking old.
He was
That's
just
crazy.
He was here with Lovey too.
He was a
wasn't
wee lad.
Yeah, he
Pep
was here with Love
Hamilton
correct.
was,
Yeah.
Don't
No,
forget.
he's 10. He's 10.
Caldwell is Polian's boy, and Jeff Ireland was a ball boy for the Bears. Don't.
I could live with
Forget.
Caldwell.
And Ryan Pace recommended him.
Ugh.
He won 11 games in one season with Detroit on purpose.
3 out of 4 winning seasons too.
It would be cool. if
Yeah,
Harbaugh
they
just
whooped
said,
our
"Hey,
ass.
Hey George, I'll take it.
He
Okay.
turns like
And then it's announced.
67 today.
And then Harbaugh brings Vic back. We're back in business.
Sign me up for that.
Super Bowl, Super Bears.
Or
Oh, let's have another-
Diddy's master idea of McDaniels as head coach, Bill O'Brien as offensive coordinator, and
Flores is head coach. O'Brien is OC.
Oh, okay. I would take either one of those scenarios.
Jim Caldwell celebrated his 67th birthday on January 16th. 3 days
Didn't he leave
ago.
for health reasons?
Yes,
Yes.
he did. Yep. Jared, you were defending McDaniels on the timeline today. Love to see it.
Was the health reasons anxiety from working with Flores?
Maybe.
I thought
Yes,
that was the
but-
real reason in the smear campaign that the Miami.
It didn't
Paper
say
put
what.
out.
It just says health issues.
Yeah, I said he burnt them out.
Yeah, well. So. I don't know.
It is what it is, but I think we said it all, gentlemen.
We got a new website. It's not great.
We have a website.
Jared,
What's
way to
up?
sell it. Way to
Wait,
sell
we
it.
have a
yeah,
website.
it's-
It's under construction, but it's up.
Got a
website.
website. It's
It's
Yeah,
sucks balls,
it's
but
called
TheTailgateShow.com.
Shout out Jared. He did a good job with that. There's like a slideshow.
Shout out my
in there.
girlfriend, man. She
Oh.
really pulled it.
did she
Balls,
now?
So,
She
That's
really
pretty cool.
pulled it together.
I think it's cool. I think Jared did a good job.
Whoa, we have a website. Look at that. Whoa. Whoa. Somebody's coming.
Hey, the website did trick me into giving up my email.
Yes.
It's not.
So there can be sponsorship.
Look at us.
At you,
Uh,
tail greeter. Looking at
Yo,
you.
we can get a Oh, there's a link to the t-shirts.
Yes.
Hell yeah! Anyone want to
You
go
know
out
how
and get
to, I had to dive deep, bro.
Hey, yo, everybody! The Ives Hive shirt is still up. If you
Can-
want,
can
like,
we
a
get an
completely-
The
update?
Mitch
on
Sup girl is still there.
Yo,
Hey,
Mitch
guys.
Girl should never leave.
And Jer never asked permission, but used their real names on it too. We're on a
Did I?
website.
I
Damn,
think
Jared,
Jared.
you put my government name out there.
Did I?
Oh
Well,
yeah.
fellas, I regret to inform
Hey,
you, I will not
guys,
be on
you
the pod
mind?
next week. I will
About
be
us.
in jail.
Did he? What? Where? I don't see our real names on here.
Yeah, they're on there.
Oh.
Let's just
That's
draw
fine.
more attention to the facts.
Hey, there's a website there, though.
That is
Would you-
fucking right. You're
Would you
not
see the
first, you're
pictures he
last.
used of us? Would you see the pictures under our profiles? He wrote profiles for all of us too.
Profiles?
Wait, what? No way.
Yeah.
There's no profiles. There's just a slideshow. And you can't even click on the pictures. They just go by. They're like tiny thumbnails that scream by at the. They just kind of.
Sounds like you're being awful critical of this website. Let me ask
I'm
you.
down
how
with
many,
it,
how many
but they're not. You
websites have you
can't.
I don't know anything about it, so.
You don't have to click. You can't click on the actual pictures. It's just a little thumbnail that goes scrolling by.
It's not Mac friendly.
No, I'm trying on the iPhone. We got a chat
yeah.
though in here.
It did work fine on the mobile.
Got a chat.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we do.
I'm in the chat box on the website.
Whoa.
Nice.
Should I accept
I-
it?
Ding ding
We
ding
did
ding
it all
ding
for the
ding ding
cookies.
ding 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 ding.
Yeah, we got
Chat
like there's
box.
like a cool little sound booth fucking thing.
Cool. So yes, we have a website, everybody. It's
You
deathdailshow.com.
you got
should
to
visit
see
it.
us. You got to see us fucking.
A just
Uh,
realized the chat
hey,
we talked about it several times, but A just realized we have a website.
Joe.
Hey, are you Italian? I just saw your. I'm not gonna name drop your.
No, it's
last
an
name,
Irish
but-
name.
Is it,
What's wrong with you?
dude? I don't know. man. I don't know.
What's the matter
I
with
never
you?
knew you were Italian.
Oh no.
Just to give
No.
you
Your,
reference,
your
Biscuit,
sister knows.
my last name
Oh,
is
I don't have a sister, so jokes on you, bud.
Hey, well, whoever that
No,
was
it is
knows.
my- I'll let my brother get your number. Don't worry.
Whoever that was knows. You know what I'm saying?
Biscuits.
Ew.
My last name is Irish.
She
his
said
last
she
name
was
is
your
Italian.
sister. Huh?
Well, that makes sense, I guess.
What the fuck does that mean? That makes
What do you mean?
sense. What
He's
does it
saying
mean?
that he said that your last name was Italian
Yeah,
and his
well,
last
mine's
name was
Irish.
Irish.
Because
Oh,
he asked
yeah.
if it was an Irish
Fuck
last name.
you mean? What does that mean?
I thought you were.
Fuck.
I thought you were talking shit. I thought you're like.
No.
I thought you're like. Oh, you're Italian. That makes sense. Like something's
No.
fucking.
But it
I mean,
does.
you are so yeah. It kind of does.
Huh?
I said, but it does. It,
I'm gonna start busting out some Mario jokes now.
anyway,
Mario.
Just saying.
All righty.
Cheers,
Oh.
like it's
that's
All right,
just
everybody.
another
Thanks for
episode.
listening. Thanks for jumping in the chat. Shout out to
Active
Josh.
chat.
Sorry I blocked you. There was a Russian spy situation. Levine 23. What up? South Elgin 25 is in the chat. Our boy fucking Chris Yacob, aka Soup. is
I'm
in the
writing these all
chat.
down so we can tag them in Twitter.
Yeah, it's gonna be a shout out. Oh my god, what up, son? A shout out.
Yeah,
need
thanks
to reach
everybody
out.
jumping in the chat,
Oh
man.
yeah. Way to
Thanks
prove-
for fucking listening. Thanks for derailing the show like only I can. And it's just another episode of the Tailgate Show.
Duh, Fields.
the Lord Brady playoff game
What is wrong with you?
/ dinner date.
The biscuits dropped on the head.
Who hurt you?
Why did you like it?